Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder that the Massillon History Channel this Sunday at 6 p.m. on Massillon Cable TV 22, you can see a rebroadcast of the 1954 Massillon-Canton-McKinley game.
Today's game is presented by the iHelp Loan Program from SLFC.
During today's game, we're going to give you the tools to help you find your college, scholarships, and grants that you can have just for applying.
Enjoy the game, and we'll see you later on to put your game plan in motion.
Welcome back to the Great American Rivalry Series presented by the Marines. Gary Ball with Chad Henning as the Massillon Tigers take on Canton-McKinley up here in front of about 18,000 of their closest fans here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here in Massillon, Ohio. And with me, Chad Henning. And Chad, you've been a part of these big rivalry games up here, and it doesn't get any better than Canton-McKinley and Massillon.
No, I've had a pleasure of being here for 3 years when I was at Massillon Washington High School. The hype from being in school that whole week, going through the rallies, the parade. Both these communities are with their football teams today.
The Massillon Tigers and Canton-McKinley have both made.
Today's game is presented by the iHelp Loan Program from SLFC.
During today's game, we're going to give you the tools to help you find your college, scholarships, and grants that you can have just for applying.
Enjoy the game, and we'll see you later on to put your game plan in motion.
Welcome back to the Great American Rivalry Series presented by the Marines. Gary Ball with Chad Henning as the Massillon Tigers take on Canton-McKinley up here in front of about 18,000 of their closest fans here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here in Massillon, Ohio. And with me, Chad Henning. And Chad, you've been a part of these big rivalry games up here, and it doesn't get any better than Canton-McKinley and Massillon.
No, I've had a pleasure of being here for 3 years when I was at Massillon Washington High School. The hype from being in school that whole week, going through the rallies, the parade. Both these communities are with their football teams today.
The Massillon Tigers and Canton McKinley have both made the playoffs, and they've got outstanding coaches. They're battling here for the #1 seed in the region. That's huge because it means home field advantage, Chad.
Yeah, both teams are vying for that #1 spot. We're hearing if the Tigers win, we'll jump up to #1. And also if the Bulldogs win, they'll jump to #1. So it's there's a lot on the line today.
Let's start with the coaches, Chad. Jason Hall and Ron Johnson. Boy, they've done a great job at their two high schools.
Yeah, we'll start with Jason Hall. Tigers came out real slow at the beginning of the year, losing to Akron Buchtel. Then they had things rolling. They dropped one to Warren here a couple weeks ago, but they've righted the ship and we're right into week 10. And same thing with the Bulldogs. They've had their struggles this year, but they're seeming to right the ship too, and we'll see what plays out today.
Well, what a personnel we have in this high school football game. Devin Smith and Olak, they're as good as it get. Olak's going to Pitt. Smith, he's going to Ohio State University.
Yep, both big playmakers. Deep threats, short threats, it doesn't matter with these two. They can get loose whenever they feel necessary. So we'll see what happens with those two as well.
And all Canton McKinley has is the #1 player, they say, in the state. His name is Steve Miller. He's going to Ohio State, but he's coming a little banged up in this game. He's got a little wounded wing coming in.
Yeah, he was injured last week against Youngstown Boardman. Little elbow issue. He got it dinged up. He played the rest of that game, but you could obviously see that he was in pain and wasn't able to use that arm. So that's another big thing we have to watch today.
Let's turn our attention to the QBs, the quarterbacks. They're both Kyles, and they're both pretty good. And they both really improved.
Yep. Kyle Kemp is a sophomore, came in Massillon week 4, did very well, matured quickly. Same thing with Kyle Orzanski from Canton McKinley. He came in, played here his sophomore year, got a little of the taste of the rivalry, grown up, really has grown up, and we'll see what plays out for him today too.
And the running backs for Canton McKinley, Farrakhan and Holloway, both outstanding. They've got over 1,000 yards combined, Chad, and also 15 touchdowns. So they'll be a key for Massillon on the defensive side.
Defensively for Massillon, we'll have to watch out for these two. Farrakhan's a little hobbled with that knee brace. He got injured a little bit in the beginning of the year, but he seemed to come back strong, so we'll see what happens with him.
Well, the fans watching this live all over the world on the internet, tell them what you think we can expect in this football game as we stand here on this beautiful field here on this is a gorgeous day for this football game. I was talking to a lot of folks involved with this game, and they said many a time there's been snowflakes falling on this game.
The one year we sat through sleet, snow, rain, sunshine, it doesn't matter. This game, you can throw out the records for both teams. Throw them out. These kids know what this is all about, and that's what it's all about, Massillon-McKinley rivalry.
That's Chad Henning. He'll be with me all game long, breaking it down for you. I'm Gary Ball. Leah Little will be on the sidelines. Coming up, it'll be the Massillon Tigers and the Canton McKinley Bulldogs here on the Great American Rivalry Series, presented by the United States Marines on iHigh.com.
Here with President of the Massillon Booster Club, and boy, Ron Schwartz, what a storied history this Booster Club has. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Booster Club has been in existence for about 77 years. It was originated by Paul Brown, and I'm proud to be the 77th president.
That's fantastic. I tell you what, this is the 120th playing of this game, and we've been in the community since we've been here, and tell us some of your activities.
Last night you probably saw the parade, Beat McKinley parade. We had about 10 to 15,000 people involved with that. The players go through town. Then we have a bonfire and a rally afterwards.
Well, that's just awesome, and I understand almost 8 million people have been through these gates at Massillon to see this rivalry, and that started a long time ago.
Yes, it did, in 1894.
All right, guys, what a storied history this rivalry has. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you very much, Little, down on the field. Gary Ball, Chad Henning up here in the press box. And, of course, we want to tell you about the Great American Rivalry. We would like to take a moment to honor the top scholar athletes from each school. As part of the series, United States Air Force will be presenting each player with a $500 college scholarship in recognition of their academic achievement and athletic excellence. To highlight those athletes that work hard both on and off the football field, the Air Force and the Marines is proud to honor the senior player for holding the highest academic standing from each team. The Marine winners today from Mckinley High School, it's Kyle Orzansky, the quarterback. Kyle is a 3-year letterman on the varsity team. He was a member of the 2008 All-Federal League team, 2008 Repository All-Stark County team. He plans to attend either Cornell, Wisconsin, or Colgate University, where he will continue his football career. Congratulations. And you know a little bit about Orzansky, and I tell you, Kyle is really coming to his own. You said he came in here as a sophomore and took his lumps, but he's really developed as a quarterback.
Yeah, Kyle has really developed as a quarterback. Like I said, we saw him when he was just a sophomore in this rivalry game 3 years ago. He got a little rattled, but seeing him now as a senior at Canton McKinley, he's really changed. He's beefed up, put on some nice weight, and he's really getting after it for the Bulldogs.
And from Massillon, Washington High School, it is Ryan Skelly. Ryan is a 2-year letterman in football, 3 years in wrestling, and 1 in baseball. He's a member of the Obie Friends, a candidate for the National Honor Society, and has volunteered at the Special Olympics. Ryan plans to major in physics at either Ohio State University, Cincinnati, Akron, or Muskegon. Those are our scholar athletes of the game for each football team, presented by the Marines here tonight. Thanks to those folks as well. And as we said, we are at Massillon Paul Brown. They call it Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here. And just looking around, and really it's like a college atmosphere. And they're tailgating, and there'll be a lot of folks that'll just watch the game up there by their RVs up on the hill here to our left. And we'll have about 18,000 in here for this game, Chad. And you've played in a number of these games. So what's going through these players' minds right now as they get ready for this huge game? And they know if they win, they could get a #1 seed in the region.
First and foremost, you want to forget about the seeding. They're in the locker rooms right now, both teams, by themselves, listening to music or just talking, getting hyped up. I know when I was in school, we had the talkers and we had the guys who just wanted to be by themselves to get ready for this football game. But both teams know what's on the line today. Pride for your city and pride for your school.
And we talked about those scholar athletes. And, of course, thanks for today's Great American Rivalry Series Game of the Week on the GreatAmericanRivalry.com is powered by iHigh.com and presented by the of course, getting an education just got easier. Visit helpedu.com for college and find a career. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Little's down on the field. And, Chad, as you and I were down on the field here before this game, you could really get a feel. It is a little windy, a little blustery here, but really a beautiful day for a high school football game up here at Massillon, Ohio. And, I was driving in, and you don't want to kind of stereotype an area, but, man, it looks like a really hardworking, blue-collar area here to me, Massillon, Ohio.
Yeah, always has been. I've heard stories growing up. Since we moved here, heard lots of stories about how this town gets behind everything they do, working in their city. Everything they do is for the kids, though. That's the main part.
That's exactly right. And let's talk a little bit more about the coaches. Jason Hall of Massillon and Ron Johnson, the head coach for Canton McKinley. McKinley, they come in 7-2, and Massillon also 7-2 record. And the #1 seed, as we said, in the region. And Chad, tell the folks watching around the country and the world on the internet about the Harbin system in Ohio. I know you went to 6 divisions. I believe it was about 10 years ago in Ohio. And the Harbin system is a computer system. And by virtue of that Harbin system, both these teams actually picked up some points last night because a lot of other teams they played that they defeated played on Friday night.
Yeah, that's right. Massillon, we were wondering coming into this game if we were even going to make it with a loss. But last night we had some things go Massillon's way, and we realized this morning that with a loss we were still going to make it. But this game means more than that system, though. Like I said, these kids are here to play this game today, and tomorrow they'll come in and worry about who they have to work on for next week.
We're in the primary, the old press box underneath the awning here. Along the way, they've got the luxury suites over there, much like a college will have. About $1 million project. They sell those tickets, I understand, Chad, for about there's about 125 seats in over there. They've got food, they've got restrooms. I mean,
Yeah.
that's big time over there. It really is like a college stadium here in Massillon, Ohio.
Yeah, it's got the college feel to it. Most of the teams that come in here, we had a team come in from Avon Grove, Pennsylvania last week, and they couldn't believe the facilities here. They said they couldn't believe it.
And there's the Tiger, Obi, I believe his name is.
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty. We met him down on the field up close and personal, didn't we, Chad?
Yes, we did.
And here comes the marching band, big part of the high school football atmosphere here at Massillon, Ohio, as the Tigers take on the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley. We look forward to bringing you this game on the Great American Rivalry Series. And I tell you what, I did the male manual game last night. It was a tremendous high school football game in Louisville between those two Titans. But this is the oldest rivalry in the country. I mean, I know it's the oldest in Ohio, and we understand, too, it's the oldest rivalry in the country. What, 119 years, right? That's pretty old. That's a lot older than we are, Chad.
Yep, a lot older.
Let's talk again about some of the personnel. You see there goes the drum major out there. He gets the crowd fired up.
Here comes Obi across the field.
There comes Obi the Tiger. This is great. I'm loving this, being here with Chad Henning and the Great American Rivalry Series. And there goes the band across. And pretty soon the Massillon players will be running through that big Tiger tunnel down there to the left. That's huge. And then, of course, we got the big football down there to the right in the end zone from the Great American Rivalry Series. But what was it like running through that Tiger tunnel there?
When I was here, we just had the black tunnel. We didn't have the Tiger tunnel.
The Tiger tunnel.
Things have gone good for the Tigers lately.
Some of the key personnel we'll see tonight. We talked about a little bit in our pregame, but, we talked about the running backs as well for McKinley. And when you talk about Farrakhan and Holloway, of course, we mentioned the quarterbacks, Kyle Orzansky and Kyle Kemp. But you also have to talk about when you look at McKinley, I think the receivers could be big today. Tyler Carney, Christian Thompson, I think they have to really come up big for their football teams here today against Massillon. I think if Canton McKinley's got a shot. Yeah,
being around here, I had a pleasure watching them on TV a couple times, and those two receivers are pretty good for the Bulldogs. They got good moves. They can get loose, and they can catch the football. So it's going to be a challenge for Massillon's defensive backs to keep them under control and lessen their yardage.
Well, tell us what you think about the Canton McKinley Bulldogs defense. I mean, we talked about Steve Miller, and I don't know if we mentioned Pittman a whole lot, the other defensive end that's one of the top recruits as a junior. But what else about the defense for Canton McKinley, Chad, would be looking for in this big high school football
It's
game?
not just those two. They got Freddie Burton back. He's been hurt. He's a 5'8", 192-pound senior. He's a linebacker. And the rest of their linebacking core, Bergen Brown and Chad Fight, are pretty good as well. Plus the other front two, Eric Snow and Terrence Daniels, they're two big hogs in the middle that could stuff up the run pretty well for the McKinley defense.
Tell us about the Massillon Tiger defense, Chad.
The Massillon Tiger defense, they're led by their linebacking core.
Yeah, Clayton Maddox is the #1 tackler of the team, I believe. And then you got the Nallback. He's pretty good as well.
Yeah. Then you have Alex Winters at safety. He's spared sometimes by Garrett Krieger, who's a junior for the Tigers. He'll stick his nose in there on plays too, and he's a pretty good one as well. Plus you got the two corners, Tyler Miller and Tyler Allman. They're pretty good at shutting down passes as well. So I know the Tigers will have their hands full with Kyle Orzansky at quarterback today. So we'll see what's going to happen.
We are in Massillon, Ohio. You see the Massillon marching band there. They are fantastic. I'm sure they compete for those Ohio high school marching band championships. You got the tradition here on the football side, and the marching band also pretty impressive out there.
It's funny, when I was little, my dad was superintendent in Massillon, and we took bus trips to Florida with the swing band. While they competed, we watched as well, and they brought some good memorabilia back from those trips.
Tonight's Great American Rivalry Series Game of the Week on the GreatAmericanRivalry.com is powered by iHide.com and presented by the Student Loan Finance Corporation. Getting an education just got easier. Visit iHelp.edu to get money for college and find a career. The SLFC, the Student Loan Financial Corporation. Thanks to those folks as well. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Little down on the sidelines. We'll be getting reports from her, much like we did from Christy Thomas last night on the male manual game. And what a game that was in Louisville last night, Chad. I was telling you about it. 14-all at halftime, and then Manual got the touchdown there, won the huge rivalry game, and they headed into the playoffs on some momentum, got the #2 seed. And Male went into that game ranked #3 in the state of Kentucky. Manual, two top 10 teams battled last night, and it went down to the wire. And Male won it on a big-time run by a young man by the name of Demontre Warr for Manual. Had almost 200 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns. So it was a great game, and I'm expecting pretty much the same thing. I'm still thinking, though, that the injury to Miller is going to be key in this game, the big defensive end. I think if he is banged up, that's really going to give Massillon a place to say, okay, you got the other big defensive end over there. Let's run away from him. Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking for that here in this big high school football game here in Massillon, Ohio. Just a beautiful facility here. And my first trip up here, Chad, I know you played here for a number of years, but this is my first trip in here, and I'm very impressed. I mean, it's going to be 18,000. I mean, look at this in here. This is a college football game. The two Ohio Powers both going into the playoffs, and they're both Division I teams, correct?
Yes.
I mean, there's 6 divisions, so they're the top division in Ohio in the Harbin system. Based on the computer, both will be headed into playoffs. And, Chad, I think that's huge that both clinched, because even though they both clinched, they're playing for that number 1 seed now, and I don't think you'll see any stupidness or things crazy like if one team was maybe out of it or something that sometimes you see, as you know, playing high school football.
It's going to be a hard-nosed game no matter what.
Clean game, that's what we want. And, of course, the coin toss, I believe we had that earlier, Chad, and I believe Massillon won and deferred to the second half. So it will be Canton McKinley receiving the football here at the kickoff, and we've got the Jumbotron here as well off to our right, Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. And, you know, I was walking in here, the history of this place is phenomenal. I mean, Earl Bruce coached here, my goodness. Not only did Paul Brown get a start here, he said it was the best coaching job he had. Earl Bruce coached here for a couple of years, and he was outstanding. Of course, he went on to the Buckeyes and won. Did he win a championship there with Ohio State, Earl Bruce, or runner-up
sure.
maybe? He got pretty far there. So, but Earl Bruce coached here. Who else are some of the guys that went through the hallowed halls here at Massillon?
Let's see. We've had Tom Stacy, Lee Owens.
Yeah.
Lee Owens is at Ashland in Ohio. Tom Stacy's just a couple miles down the road in Green High School. Rick Shepis. There's been some other ones. I just can't get them off the tip of my tongue right now.
So the Canton McKinley Bulldogs will receive the football to start the game, and we'll take a break. We'll come back here on the Great American Rivalry Series powered on iHigh. We'll have some starting lineups and some more pregame festivities from Massillon, Ohio. It's the Massillon Tigers and the Canton McKinley Bulldogs here on the Great American Rivalry Series presented by the United States Marines. We'll be back to Massillon after this timeout. Welcome back, and we are set now for the national anthem here. Actually listen to the alma mater here at Massillon High School. And then we'll get into the national anthem. Alma mater for Massillon, and now we'll have the national anthem here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in front of a packed house here this afternoon for the huge game between Canton McKinley Bulldogs and the Massillon Tigers. And just about set for the national anthem. Gary Ball up here high up in the press box with Chad Henning. Little I say that 10 times. Leah Little is down on the sidelines, and I see her down there chuckling as I try to get all that out. But Leah will man the sidelines and get us some updates on injuries and interviews and so forth at halftime. We're looking forward to that. Now let's go to the national anthem here with the Massillon Tiger Marching Band. Well, those give us time to have some more discussion up here, Chad, because I think we're going to have a little bit of a delay before the national. They're going to wait till both teams actually make their way out on the field. So let's talk about some other things. What else do you think on the trench, down in the trenches, Chad, that we can look for in this high school football game?
Massillon's line play on offense is very inexperienced. Well, they should be experienced now, but they're inexperienced coming into the season. They have some kids that haven't played at the positions they're playing at. We're hearing we might have some injuries up there. We'll keep an eye on that. And for McKinley, they got some big boys up front on their offensive line as well. And our Massillon's defensive line is pretty small. So McKinley has advantage while they're on offense with their offensive line.
And they like to run behind that offensive line with Eliza Farrakhan and Sivian Holloway are their primary backs. And you also have at fullback Tyler Foster and Teron Montgomery. You'll also see Montgomery returning a lot of kicks. There they come, the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. They're in the white today with the red as they head out to the stadium here, and they have got a huge crowd here. Looking along the way here, Canton McKinley brought a lot of folks here. Of course, it's not very far. I drove up from Columbus today. Not very far between Canton McKinley and Massillon.
About 5 miles.
So they didn't have to come very far, did
Nope.
they, Chad? And they brought a lot of people. They have almost filled up that whole side over there. Chad and I are on the Massillon home side in the press box, and then looking over at the other side, there's a lot of Massillon fans in the middle there. But then you look out, there are about maybe 7 sections. They're full of nothing but Canton McKinley Bulldog fans over there, Chad.
Yep, they always bring a big crowd over here. We always take a big crowd over to Fawcett Stadium when we play over there week 10. It's nice to see all these people from Canton coming over here to root on their Bulldogs.
Canton McKinley, as we said, will be in that white with the red pants. And here come the Massillon Tigers out of their Tiger Tunnel there. Cannons going off, balloons, fireworks. I mean, it's a major production, isn't it, Chad?
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as both teams make their way out on the field, we'll get to the national anthem, and then we'll have the lineups and the kickoff here on the Great American Rivalry Series between Canton McKinley and Massillon. I'm just looking at the body language from both these football teams and Canton McKinley. Both teams look ready to play football here today.
Yeah, just by the body language, like you said, standing across the way looking at the Bulldogs, staring over at the Tigers. They know what's at stake. They know what's going on, and they just want to get the kickoff started. Let's get this ball game rolling.
And we know that Canton McKinley will receive the football because Massillon won the toss and deferred the second half, and now we are set for the national anthem here in this great country, United States. And now we're going to have our national anthem here before the kickoff. national anthem here at Massillon, Ohio. The Tigers taking on the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley. What an atmosphere it is in here for high school football. Close to 20,000 packed in here for this high school football game. It's huge up here. And Chad Henning with me. He was part of this rivalry as a player and now a father. Congratulations. I understand you got a 1-year-old. What's the little one's name as we go to break here in a moment?
Dylan Andrew Hennon.
Dylan Andrew. Boy, congratulations, Papa.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with the kickoff and the lineups here on the Great American Rivalry Series presented by the Marines on iHigh.com. Welcome back to Massillon, Ohio. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Leah Little on the sidelines. Let's take a look at the Canton McKinley Bulldogs as they'll receive the football to start this game here tonight after they get the kick from Anthony McCarthy of Massillon for the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. It'll be Chris Moore, their center. It'll be Filiano Kennard at a guard. He's 250 pounds. Skylar Parks is 270-pound junior guard. Jacob Williams, a 6'1", 310-pound senior tackle for Canton McKinley. It'll be Kevin Mills, a 6'5", 270 junior right tackle. Well, you were right when you said they had some big hogs up front for Canton McKinley. Those guys are huge. I mean, you got a 310-pounder there, and you got a 270-pounder, and you got a 270-pounder guard. The big tight end is 6'2", Robinson. And here come the Bulldogs in their white with the red to receive the football. Kyle Orzansky will be the quarterback. It'll be Tyler Carney at a wide receiver, Christian Thompson. It'll be Tyler Foster and Teron Montgomery. They'll be the fullbacks. They'll rotate in and out. Montgomery should start. He's back to receive the kick here along with Thompson. Elijah Farrakhan will be the starting running back, but he'll be spelled out by Savion Holloway as well. And we're just about set for football here as Massillon taking on Canton McKinley. The Tiger defense, Tim Dimitrov will be the nose. It'll be Brian Robinson. Morgan McHugh will be the defensive ends. This is for Massillon. Robbie Plants, an outside backer with Seth Nallback. Clayton Maddox and Aaron Roby, the inside linebackers. Tyler Miller and Tyler Allman. That's those two corners you were talking about, Chad. Miller and Allman, they're outstanding.
Yeah, they're pretty good cover corners out there on the outside for the Tigers defense.
Alex Winters and Ryan Skelly are the inside safeties. That's your defense for Massillon and your offense for McKinley. As we said, Canton McKinley came out a little bit premature. Coach brought him to the sideline and said, guys, come on. They were out there. He said, let's don't be too anxious. And now the Massillon Tigers. I love the uniforms for both these football teams. And Massillon, they almost look with that, what is that, brown and orange, almost like the Cleveland Browns, don't they?
It's black and orange.
Black. Okay, I'll go with it since you say it's black. But, yeah, it's black and the white and the orange. So Massillon Tigers, they come in 7-2. Both teams in the playoffs and both teams vying for the #1 seed in the region. And that's huge up here in Ohio because, Chad, that will give them the home field advantage in the first round and possibly in the second round as well.
Yeah, first I believe in Ohio, it's you get the first week as home games for the top 4 seeds, and everything 4 weeks after that's away, neutral sites.
I understand you were a player here on a 12-2 football team. Was that your senior year?
Yeah, that was my senior year. We went to the semifinals and got beat by Cleveland St. Ignatius 42-21 in the Akron Rubber Bowl.
Akron Rubber Bowl. We were up there about a month ago at the new InfoCision Stadium.
Beautiful
up there.
stadium.
Yeah, beautiful stadium for the Holy War up there between Archbishop Hoban and Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. And I don't know what the delay is for the kickoff, but the officials are meeting and huddling at midfield right now. Both teams are out on the field already.
This game is actually being live in Canton and Massillon, so it's probably we got a TV timeout down here, so that's the delay.
That'll help us here on our broadcast as well with these with the TV timeouts as well. So looking forward to that. And Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Little is down on the sidelines. We'll be going to her from time to time as well. And this one here in Massillon in front of 20,000 fans. And they've packed in here to this Massillon Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Paul Brown, know him well. You Of course, Mike Brown, his son, now running the Bengals, but I knew Paul Brown when he was coaching and running the Cincinnati Bengals. Great guy. What a great football mind he was, Paul Brown.
That was too early for my time, but I've heard really, really great things about him and what he did here for this school and the community.
Yeah, Paul Brown. Is this the stadium that Paul Brown built, literally?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Seats 20,000, and that's how many we've got in here. And the officials waiting, I guess, for the media timeout. And then we'll have the kickoff here. It will be Canton McKinley receiving as we look down from the press box off to our left. It'll be Montgomery and Thompson will be their deep men. And the kicker for Massillon is Anthony McCarthy, number 99. He does the kicking duties for his football team. And boy, this crowd really getting revved up now with this delay in the kickoff, getting the crowd all revved up, aren't they?
Kids are getting them all riled up. Yeah, it doesn't take much for these two communities to get riled up either.
Both football teams dress, about 100 players, it looks like, as I look down at these sidelines.
Pretty close.
Yep, because Canton McKinley got a lot of folks over along the way, and Massillon right below us here, and they're black with the white and the orange. They've got about 100 kids on their sideline as well. Well, we're just about set for football, and this thing will get underway, and what a football game it is here on the Great American Rivalry Series. It's Massillon and Canton McKinley here in Massillon, Ohio, the heartbeat of America right here in northern Ohio. Drove up here, beautiful drive up here on this fall day, just gorgeous with the trees and the leaves turning, just to be looking out here. What a great atmosphere for football looking out here from the press boxes. We got a really good vantage point. Got to stop, smell the coffee, don't you, Chad? Enjoy with the surroundings, beautiful surroundings. So McCarthy set to get us underway, and to the near side is Montgomery, and to the far side is Thompson. And McCarthy waiting for the indication from the officials, and this big Ohio high school football game is underway. Here's the kick, and it will be Teron Montgomery at the 10. He's at the 15, 20. Montgomery, 25, stood up there and driven backwards at the 25-yard line. What a hit put on by the Massillon Tigers, and I believe that was Aaron Roby, 42, getting down there making that hit.
Yeah, Aaron Roby getting down the field pretty good and making that first initial hit and the tackle.
And Thompson out there blocking for Montgomery. Montgomery returned it to the 25-yard line before Roby wrestled him down, and that's where Canton McKinley, the Bulldogs, will go to work at the 25. So decent field position for the Bulldogs, Chad, to start this football game.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice return up to the 25-yard line.
And they come out with Farrakhan behind the quarterback, Kyle Orzansky, the senior. He'll go to either Cornell, Wisconsin, or Colgate. He'll drop back, go out of the shotgun now. Blitz being shown by Massillon. They back out of it now. Farrakhan will be the slot. You got twin receivers both sides. Motion to the near side, and Orzansky's going to tuck it. He's hit by Roby and pulled down. Roby's made back-to-back plays. He made one on the kicking team, Chad, and he came in there. Roby did. Aaron, the Buffalo, actually Buffalo is looking at him. You might as well call him a Buffalo if he ends up playing there. And I tell you what, the big number 42 right there looked like a Buffalo, didn't it?
Unblocked, met Kyle Orzansky right in the hole and took him down.
Second down and 11, a loss of about a yard. You could probably credit Roby with a sack on that. It was behind the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun, they give to Farrakhan. He slips and falls, and he goes down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long as the handoff went to Elijah Farrakhan, and Chad, he couldn't get his footing going there. Yeah, Seth Nallback, they credit with the tackle. Seth will take it, but really nobody got him. He slipped and fell on the monster turf.
He's been hobbled with that knee brace on that left knee. Elijah Farrakhan has.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the pregame, the injury he has. There's a good look at Kyle Orzansky, the 6'1", 215-pound senior quarterback for Canton McKinley. He'll have triple receivers to the bottom. It's 3rd down and long. Orzansky has time, throws it, and it's caught at the 40-yard line, up to the 45. Breaking tackles up to the 48-yard line. First down on the catch by Canton McKinley. And a nice catch, and boy, big yardage there by Malcolm Robinson, the junior, the 6'2 wideout. And Robinson takes it to the 48. That's about a 20-yard pickup and a first down. Boy, he was wide open, Chad. Let's take a look at it there again.
Yeah, Orzansky had a lot of time back there to survey the field, and he hit him wide open over the middle for the first down.
Pick up a 21st down on the catch by Robinson. You got Twins to the bottom, and Orzansky now will back out of a little bit. Here's blitz being shown by Massillon. Orzansky gets to Farrakhan. He's got a seam. He's at the 45, and Farrakhan down to the 38. 1st and 10 again on the run by Canton McKinley, and the stop made by the outside backer. Nallback came over to make the stop, Chad, but another good run by Farrakhan. It was opened up by that pass to Robinson.
Yeah, it opened up big time after that pass. We were expecting another pass after that big completion, and they handed off to Farrakhan around the left side of the line for another first down.
Yeah, on a 14-yard pickup for Elijah Farrakhan. He came in 83 carries, 7 touchdowns, and they are in business now as Farrakhan will come in motion. And here's a
Wildcat.
Direct snap on the Wildcat. 35 to the 30 to 25 and to the 10. And going in, does he go in for the touchdown for Montgomery? Yes, he does. There's a flag down, so hold the phone. But they went with the Wildcat with Montgomery, and he took it in, Chad. And there's another flag against Massillon. A lot of emotion. I think Tyler Allman did not like something. He was chatting with the officials, and they threw another flag. He was
trying to say he grabbed his helmet, not the top of the face mask.
He did grab his helmet. I'd like to just take a look at that again if we can, because as Montgomery out of that Wildcat went in about the 5, the young man got the top. Here we go. We're going to take a look at that again right here. He grabs him at the top there. But that's a top.
Right on the top of the head.
Top of the helmet. He did not grab the face mask, so Allman had a good point there. But the official saw it the other way. Personal foul, face mask. And they called the face mask, but you could see it on our great shot by the camera crew that he got the top of the helmet.
Yes, he did. You could clearly see that.
Here comes the extra point now by James Leoe. The holder, it looks like it will be Montgomery, who just ran that touchdown in out of the Wildcat. Well, that surprised everybody. Canton McKinley went with the Wildcat, and he took it to the house. 6-0 now, 9:51. The Bulldogs strike first, and here is the placement down. The kick is up, and it is good. So Canton McKinley on a touchdown run by Montgomery out of the Wildcat. They lead it 7-0. We'll be back here on the Great American Rivalry Series, presented by the Marines on iHigh.com. And the Great American Rivalry Series Game of the Week live broadcast is brought to you by Powerade. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Canton McKinley. Chad has struck first on a touchdown run out of the Wildcat, but Teron Montgomery, the senior, they lead it 7-0 here over their arch rival, the Massillon Tigers. And Massillon now will get their first possession here of this football game, so we'll take a look at their offensive unit. And we know we got a special presentation going on right now by Ronald McDonald of course, the fame. McDonald's franchise. How many billion now they sold, Chad? Lots.
Yeah.
And we'll look for the couple of changes for you from Massillon on that offensive line. Jacob Luckering was listed as a starter, but we'll check that for you. Kyle Belak has been shaken up as well. Timmy Busen will be the right tackle. Michael Maley, the guard. Brian Robinson, this is the offensive unit for Massillon. Also, we got Tyler Robinson at tight end. You got Justin Olak headed to Pittsburgh at a wide receiver. Devin Smith headed to Ohio State, the other wide receiver. 48 catches coming in for Devin Smith. In the backfield, it'll be Kyle Kemp, the 6'5 quarterback, the sophomore. Running backs will be Kentrell Taylor, the 240-pound sophomore. He'll also be spelled by Alex Winters and Jake Ryman as well. Aaron Roby will start at fullback, who made some outstanding plays. Right off the bat, great defensive stand. Roby made the stop on the kicking team, made the tackle, then made the sack on the quarterback of Canton McKinley, Kyle Orzansky, in the backfield. But the pass, I think, to Robinson was a turning point of that drive.
Yeah, that pass was a turning point of that drive because I think they had Massillon's defense on their toes. They didn't know what was coming next. That forced Massillon into something different. They didn't expect that Wildcat, and it went for a touchdown.
Yeah, and you picked it up right away, Chad, as a former player. You saw that Wildcat right off the bat. And, you know, Orzansky really stood in the pocket there waiting, and you mentioned all the time he had on that replay. And then he found his receiver, Robinson, and then Farrakhan got the nice 14, 15-yard run after that, and that really set it up for the Wildcat.
Yeah.
So it was kind of really good positioning there for the Wildcat after they got the good pass to Robinson and then the great run there by Farrakhan. 7-0, Canton McKinley on top. And, of course, with that penalty, this would be an interesting situation here for Canton McKinley. You might be thinking about an onside kick here because you're going to kick from your opponent's 30 with those back-to-back personal fouls.
And Massillon does have their hands team on the field right now.
So the kicker has it teed up there, and that's LaShawn Robinson. Big LaShawn Robinson, number 34 there. He has it teed up, and as you said, the Massillon Tigers have their good hands team right there. Here's the onside kick, and they'll pounce on it at the 17-yard line on that short kick. Pouncing on it there for Massillon was Tyler Miller, the one of the backup receivers. Pretty good. Put Miller down there. He's got good hands. He's a receiver.
Yeah.
He jumped on the ball there for Massillon.
And I think we do have a change on Massillon's offensive line. I think it's going to be number 76.
That's a Kircher.
He's going to be the snapper today for the Tigers.
So Kircher will start there. Good pickup, Chad. And you will have the all-everything players. Olak will be to the bottom. He's going to Pitt. And let's see where they put Smith on this play. Well, they quick snap it.
There we go.
Work. That's Smith with it on the Wildcat, 30. He takes up 31. Well, here's what's Massillon saying. They're saying, okay, we saw what you did, Canton McKinley. We're going to put our stud, number 9 right there, Devin Smith, in the Wildcat. And right off the bat, he picks up huge yardage to the 30-1-yard line. That's about a 13, 14-yard pickup, so taking a page from Canton McKinley.
Yep.
And it worked.
Yeah, we also have a change of right guard, too. Number 52 is in there for the Tigers.
Kyle Kemp, the big quarterback, split out to the bottom, and you still have Smith. He looks to pass. Devin rolling to the right. Devin showing that stiff arms a man, 30. Get hit, hits and clobbered. There's a flag down, though. Smith is hit hard at the 33-yard line. Who got him over there? Who was that, Chad, that put that hit on? We'll have to take a look at that again and see who put that hit on over there for Canton McKinley. There is a flag down, so hold the phone, as I
think
say.
We might have a face mask.
Here's a look at it again on that hit there, and applying that hit. Was that Miller? Yep, that was Miller, 88, the Ohio State player that's going to Ohio State, one of the top players in Ohio. That was Miller, 6'4", 245, so maybe he's not as injured as we thought.
Yeah, that elbow must miraculously healed after last week.
That penalty, by the way, went against the Bulldogs.
Face mask.
Face mask will move it up to the 38. So not only did Miller hit him hard, he pulled his face mask as well. And maybe that's a makeup from earlier when they called that on the Massillon player when they got the helmet. I mean, you got to say it like it is, right? So first down at the 38. And the Wildcat, has this surprised you that they've gone? I mean, Devin Smith is just such a weapon as a receiver. Has this surprised you that he's been in at quarterback the whole time? I mean, Kyle Kemp on one play split out as a wide receiver. This time he's out to the top. You got to the bottom, Justin Olak, and he is split out to the bottom. And this time Smith will go out of that shotgun, and he has a running back to his left as well.
Jake Reinman.
Yeah, Jake Reinman is the senior is in there. So first down at the 38. Smith takes it out of the Wildcat again. Smith cuts the corner 40, turns on the Jets. He's at midfield. He's run out of bounds. He's got the first down.
We have more penalty
and
flags.
And here's some late hits on that sideline, and that gets the Massillon fans fired up. Because of that late hit, that'll move it down inside the 35-yard line. And now see why they've got him in the Wildcat. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he can move. He can fly. He's got the speed to get around that corner if we can get on some blocks.
So that penalty will take it down inside to about the 35-yard line. Late hit there, Chad, and what happened? I mean, I saw 2 or 3 players. I don't know if we could take a look at that again on replay. with our crack crew out in the truck, I'd like to see. I mean, there were a number of players.
There was a couple of players that hit him when he was coming out of bounds.
Yeah, here let's take a look at it again. Boy, Smith, what a runner he is, Chad. And then as he gets there to that sideline, well, we're blocked there. See 2 or 3 players, but they'll have it inside the 35, as we said.
Now we have Justin Olak.
Yep.
Everybody's moving around.
And is that Miller? No, that's one of the back. That's Nallback. So Nallback out of the Wildcat. So
Savon
my goodness,
Pittman.
pulling out all the tricks.
Savon Pittman off the end, unblocked.
Yeah, made the another defensive end. We talked about Miller, the all everything. Pittman at 6'5", 235, a junior. They say he's one of the top 3 recruits in Ohio next year.
People are saying he's better than Stevie Miller. So
I don't know about that. I'm not buying. Okay, they may be selling that, but he's pretty good. I'm not saying, but
he's got to show it though.
He's got to show me though. 2nd down and 13. And this time Kemp will get his first pass. A screen set up over the middle, trying to go to Nallback, and he threw it over his head. And the only player there in that vicinity was Michael Maley, but unfortunately he's 57 for Massillon, and he's an offensive lineman. And Chad, you know all too well, you can't catch the football.
Nope, linemen
aren't not that they can't catch it, they're not allowed to.
Linemen aren't allowed to catch that football.
So brings up 3rd down and long now for the Tigers. 37 near hash mark. They will send Miller out to the top, way out there. They've got slot men to the bottom. Devin Smith and Olacker down there. Now they'll send in motion Devin Smith. Kemp out of that shotgun. Cal Looky throws over the middle. He's got Smith at the 20. He's at the 15, 10, 5. I thought he was tackle pulled down inside the 5 on a saving tackle there by Burrows, the safety, the junior there for Canton McKinley. Boy, Devin Smith did it out of the Wildcat. Now he just ran a great pattern over the middle. Boy, Cal Kemp laid a nice pass in there.
Now we're in a hurry up. Try and get one in here real quick.
This time they will put to Olak in the Wildcat, and I tell you, this is causing Canton McKinley all kinds of problems. 7-0, they lead it, but Massillon, remember, this drive started because of the penalties. They kicked it at the 30. It was recovered by Miller at the 17, so this would be an 83-yard drive here for the Massillon Tigers, Chad.
Things we haven't seen all season with the Tigers.
Take a look at that replay, Chad. What a pass by the quarterback, Kemp. Yeah. An equally good yak there. I call it yards after catch by Devin Smith, who's going to Ohio State University. To the left side is Ryman. And the quarterback, Kemp, takes it. Looks, he's got time. Throws it. Smith's got it. Spinning around. He's down at the 1-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Freddie Burton, the number 1 tackler on the team. And Freddie saved the touchdown there. Devin Smith spinning around like a top. Chad, tell the fans at home watching that a little bit about this.
We're seeing the offensive line, the different personnel getting on their blocks and giving Kyle Kemp enough time to get that ball to Devin. Close to a touchdown there.
And Smith on the season, number 9, 6'3" senior, 48 catches, 895 yards, 8 touchdown catches. So he's looking for his 9th. And Kemp this time going out of the power I. Spins left side, gets touchdown as he hands it off to Jake Ryman, the senior. Ryman runs it in, and now all the Tigers need is the extra point to tie it up here, 7-26, and I think we're going to have a shootout here.
Well, it seems like it. Nothing like the Massillon-McKinley rivalry going down to the last gun.
Anthony McCarthy will kick the extra point.
Jake Ryman goes into the end zone untouched.
The holder, I believe, is Garrett Krieger. Is that right?
Yes, Garrett Krieger.
So how about the run there by Ryman, the 6', 185-pound senior? And, you know, we didn't even see Taylor, the sensational sophomore, in that series, did we?
Well, Ryman has been injured the past 4 weeks it was. And Kentrell Taylor really came in and did a really nice job as a sophomore running the football.
Didn't see him on that series. And we're going to have a personal foul.
Offsetting,
against both teams. That will just nullify each other. And we're waiting now for the extra point. 7:25 to go here in front of a tremendous crowd. About, what are you guessing, Chad? About 18,000, 19,000?
It's pretty close, yeah.
Here for high school football here in Ohio. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Leah Little on the sidelines. And after this extra point, it will be tied here. Here's the kick up by McCarthy, and it is good. We are tied. 7:25. It's Canton McKinley 7, Massillon 7 right here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in front of this huge crowd. And a good answer there by Massillon, Chad. They took that drive 83 yards. Of course, it was aided by the great running by Devin Smith, who picked up a couple of key first downs with his legs, no doubt. The great receiver, and had a couple great catches.
Yes, he did. A lot of great catches, and he did a lot of work with his legs, too, as well, to get the Tigers in the end zone.
Just from what I can see, both these offensives looked impressive on their first series. Canton McKinley took it 75 yards down on their drive and capped it off out of the Wildcat by Teron Montgomery, who ran it in. And then they got their extra point. And then Massillon started back at the 17. They went 83 yards, capped off by the run by Ryman on the 1-yard TD run. So both offenses on their first series look pretty impressive. The defense has got to step up a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
Defensive, both sides. McKinley and Massillon have to wake up and try and get a 3-and-out or at least a stop.
The black and orange Tigers. Obi, we got a shot of him early. Look at the
fans.
They're really into it, aren't they? No surprise. The stadium, the capacity is at 20,000 here at the Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, and I'd say, Chad, we're going to be very close to that here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Well, it's like a college atmosphere in here.
If everybody out on the hill would come in the stadium, it'd be sold out.
Exactly. You got a couple hundred at least up there on the hill there by their RVs. So we're waiting now for the kick, and dropping back deep again to receive it will be Montgomery and Thompson. And Montgomery returned the first one up to the 25 on the kick from McCarthy, who just tied it up with the extra point. We're tied at 7:25 in the first quarter here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Here's the McCarthy kick. It's to the near side, and it may bounce. Is it going to go out of bounds? It hit the pylon, and they touch back. What a great kick by McCarthy. If that doesn't hit that pylon and goes out inside the one, that is going to come out to the 35-yard line, I believe. But instead, it went into the pylon there to only come out to the 20-yard line. So
great kick on special teams by McCarthy there for the Tigers.
You know, the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, they put Teron Montgomery in at the Wildcat. Orzansky, the quarterback, didn't have a whole lot of success when he was running, but he did have a nice pass to Malcolm Robinson over the middle. But then they had the great success, Chad, with Montgomery on the long Wildcat touchdown run.
Yeah, the long run.
This time you got Savion Holloway in there as well in the backfield as the back split the quarterback Orzansky. He gives to Holloway. Holloway hit, leaps up to about the 21-22-yard line, and a couple of defensive stalwarts in there for the
number 38, Clayton Maddox.
Yeah, Maddox, the number 1 tackle on the team. Also helping out was Tyler Miller, but they credit Maddox with the tackle. Pickup of about maybe a yard or so for Holloway, the junior back. Farrakhan's a senior. Got double receivers top, single receiver to the bottom. And here's the handoff right side. 20 trying to bounce it outside. Farrakhan, he's run out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Might have gotten to the 25. Miller hustling over there. And also, let's take a look at that, Chad. Good defense there. Farrakhan on the run.
There's a host of Tigers. Timmy Dimitrov and Alex Wieners looks like made that tackle.
So here's a big 3rd down and 5 now for the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley here. We're tied at 7 here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in front of 20,000 fans here for high school football. Right here on the Great American Rivalry Series. Presented by the Marines on high. Motion to the far side. Orzansky looking. Fires high. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Foster, Tyler Foster, incomplete, and that will force a punt. So we talked about the defenses, Chad. They must have heard us because the defense for Massillon really stepped up that time.
Yes, they did. They stepped up, read their keys, did what they were supposed to, and stopped McKinley.
Orzansky is also your punter for Canton McKinley, the quarterback. He's back there to punt. Gets off a good punt. Devin Smith watches it bounce 50. And it takes a Bulldog bounce inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Smith didn't have no shot at even picking that ball up because it was completely surrounded by McKinley Bulldogs. Devin Smith, what a weapon he was, Chad, on that first offensive series.
Yeah, McKinley's defensive backs are really going to have to step it up if they want to keep him under lock and key from getting these nice, easy open passes over the middle.
Point out to the top will be Kyle Kemp. We're going to see the Wildcat again. Devin Smith will run it. He has Ryman to his left, the running back who had the touchdown out of the gun. He wants to pass. He's getting pressure. Smith rolling now, eludes Miller. Now rolling to the right. Smith being chased and pulled down behind the line of scrimmage on a nice defensive play over there, tracking him down. Let's see who made that play there, Chad. Boy, I tell you,
it looked like number 5.
Which is Freddie Burton. There goes Smith. He had to reverse his field, and there's Freddie Burton with good speed. Yeah, Burton pulls him down. A loss of 2, 2nd and 12, back at the 41-yard line for Massillon. Halfway through the first quarter, we're tied at 7 here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Here on the Great American Rivalry Series. Out of the shotgun, low snap, picked up, throw, and it's going to be intercepted at the 40-yard line. Picked off, the receiver fell down, and it's intercepted there by the defensive back, Reuben Burrows. Massillon screaming. I think they've got a legit complaint. Looked like some contact there at the 45, like the receiver was knocked down. We're going to take a look at that again.
Tackled.
Here's the pass.
The receiver was tackled.
Well, we don't see that, but Burrows did make the interception. Well, that's a huge turnover. The first critical turnover of this football game goes the way of the Bulldogs, and they'll have good field position at the 41-yard line on that interception by Kemp, the quarterback of Massillon. Canton McKinley's Burrows picked it off. Here comes Canton McKinley now. First down at the 41-yard line. Tie ball game. Quarterback Kyle Orzansky. Direct snap, 41, and he's drugged down right there and nailed at the 42-yard line. And I tell you what, this Seth Nallback, he's a player.
Yes, he is. Also on that tackle is number 42, Roby again.
Roby, yeah, Roby. Headed to Buffalo. Nallback, what a nice defensive player he is. We've called his name a couple of times, Chad, in this game. 2nd down and 9 on that pickup. 5 minutes, 20 seconds here in the first quarter. Bulldogs 7, Tigers 7. Here's the snap. Orzansky wasn't ready for it. It goes way back inside the 20. He'll dive on it. There is a penalty flag down. Well, the center and the quarterback were not on the same page that time, Chad. Orzansky's going to talk to the official and plead his case. They marked the ball back inside the 15-yard line.
If anything, it'd be a false start.
It was a penalty flag down. We're waiting for the official to give us the call. Referee. Yeah, you're right.
Start.
Declined, and boy, that snap by the center. Well, I tell you what, Chris Moore and Kyle Orzansky were not on the same page that time.
On replay, it looked like Kyle Orzansky was still barking out the signals, and the center thought he was done with the cadence and snapped the football.
So that'll bring up now 3rd and about half of Massillon.
I've done that before playing center here. I did that once or twice.
Snapped it when the quarterback wasn't ready, huh?
Yep.
I bet he had a lot to say to you coming back to that huddle.
I was actually the center for Justin Zwick.
Yeah, he
went to Ohio State.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
3rd down and my goodness, 37 yards for Orzansky. Boy, what do you call here, Chad?
We were in situations we'd go with the quick kick because what are you going to do? You got 37 yards to go.
What a play by the linebacker, Nallback, on the handoff. He stuck Farrakhan behind the line of scrimmage. What a play by Seth Nallback. That brings up 4th down. And boy, they didn't do anything after they got the interception, did they? And we're going to take a look at that again. Boy, as soon as Farrakhan got the handoff, there's Nallback filling that hole.
Yep.
My goodness. Here's the punt by Orzansky. It bounces. It hit the back of a player, and that's going to be McKinley football. Hit the back of a Massillon player, the up guy. He didn't see the ball. It hit him in the back of the ankle. McKinley recovered. They'll have the football back at the 35-yard line. My goodness. Back-to-back breaks. Yeah, well, the ball.
There, they said it's McKinley football.
Well, I'm up here in the press box, and I could see it. So clearly, how many officials they got? My goodness, they got a team of them down there. They got 4, 6, 7 officials.
And it doesn't matter if you're being blocked, right? You can still, even if it hits you,
That's right. If you have contact with the football, I don't know if we can take a look at that again from the guys out in the truck.
It looked like Ryan Skelly was getting blocked, and he didn't see the football and got blocked right back into that ball.
7-7 ball game. 7-7 ball game, 4:23 to go. And the ball hit the back of the ankle, and I believe when I was looking down from here in the box that it hit number 13. Ryan Skelly, I believe, is who it hit in the back of the ankle. Is that right?
Ryan Skelly, yep.
Skelly, and he was doing his job.
He was blocking, and he just didn't see the football behind him.
All right, didn't see the football. 4:25 in the first. We're tied at 7. And What a football game here it is. And, boy, the first, when you talk about a prize fight, two big heavyweights, the first blow, obviously the interception, okay, and it looked like the receiver, there was some contact there, and then you get the ball, the punt that hits the back of one of your players' ankles, and you get two big turnovers here that go in the way of Canton McKinley.
Yeah, McKinley's going to have to try and do something with this football this time.
Because the defense, particularly Nallback, was huge for Massillon on that last series.
He really stepped up.
See what Canton McKinley does here, as they'll have it back on the fumble. I don't know if you call it a fumble. It just hit the back of the ankle of Skelly at the 36-yard line. That's where the white and red Bulldogs will have it, playing the black and orange Massillon Tigers. 4:25. We're tied at 7 here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Here's Orzansky now, 40-yard line, 45, and he's knocked down right there by Alex Winters, the junior safety. Winters with the hit, but not before Orzansky took it to the 46-yard line, Chad, as we look at that again. Just out of the direct snap to the quarterback.
Yep. They did that a lot against Youngstown Boardman last week, and it gave Boardman fits.
Winters, the junior, he's been battling some injuries this year.
Yeah, Massillon's lost him for several games due to injury.
First down and 10 at the 46. Blitz being shown by the Tigers. Orzansky sees that. He gives now to Holloway. He's hit, and he's knocked down in the backfield. Is it Dimitrov?
Tim Dimitrov.
Dimitrov with the hit.
He's probably the smallest guy in the field right now, but he's got the heart.
He's like Rudy out there.
Yeah, he is.
Let's just nickname him Rudy. Little guy, but big heart. 334, 7 all. Second down.
Nose guard.
That's right, playing just like Rudy. Put me in, coach. Second down. Orzansky had the nice run, and he takes a direct snap, and he is up to midfield. He's still running, and he pulls his way down to the 48. A nice 7-8 yard before he's knocked down there by Brian Robinson, one of the defensive ends, the first one in there I saw, number 50. As we look at that again, Chad, describe what's going on here for Canton McKinley.
He's just dragging players with him right up through the middle.
And Timmy Dimitrov helped out as well. We mentioned Robinson. Yep. 3rd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. Motion. Looking. Orzansky's going to tuck it and leap down. He looks like he's close to the marker. No, they mark him short of that at the 45. He is beyond that, but the official clearly marked it at the 45. Where it'll be 4th and about a yard with 2:47 to go in the first quarter, tied at 7. 2 big turnovers here. Interception by Canton McKinley and a fumble recovery on the punt by Orzansky. He's got it 4th and less than a yard inside the 45 of Massillon here late in the first quarter. Orzansky. Quick toss around the right side, cutting back Farrakhan, 40-yard line. He's to the 35. Farrakhan to 30, cuts it back. He's down to the 25-yard line. That's going to be a 20-yard pickup by Elijah Farrakhan, the senior 195-pound running back. Came in 83 carries, 471 yards. He's also a 3.8 student in the classroom.
He just takes the handoff right up the middle. It was a pitch. Usually on those close yardage plays, you take the quarterback and run him up the middle. They decided to pitch, and he got the first down and the stop by Ryan Skelly.
Yeah, Skelly's kind of redeeming himself a little bit for that, saving the touchdown there.
Coming up and making that hit.
First down at the 25. Orzansky, the direct snap. He's to the 20, pulled down at Stevie Miller, I believe, who has him. Excuse me, that's 38. I'm sorry, that's Maddox, the linebacker. Clayton Maddox, number 1 tackler for Massillon. Maddox had him. I'm looking down there seeing an 88. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm seeing 38, so I'm seeing things up here. But nice run there. Orzansky obviously does a good job out of that shotgun.
Here comes Seth Nallbach hobbling off the field for the Tigers.
Yeah, Nallbach, that would be huge. Seth, the leading tackler, heads to the sideline. 1:49. And why is this shotgun working so effectively for Orzansky and Canton McKinley, Chad?
Well, when Orzansky gets that ball in the shotgun and he runs up the middle, he's so big, he's just taking guys with him. And guys are missing tackles, not wrapping up. So if I was McKinley, I'd keep going to that until Massillon's able to stop.
Yeah, you got Williams. We talked about the size of this McKinley team. Orzansky, by the way, 6'1", 215 pounds. You're right, he's a good-sized young man, and apparently he's going to go to either Wisconsin, Cornell, or I think they also listed Colgate. He's a 4.2 grade point average above. He's one of the top students in the class.
and he's a midterm graduate. He's going to graduate right around Christmas time, so he'll be ready to go whichever college he wants to at midterm.
You see more and more of the high school kids doing that these days, graduating early, getting into the college atmosphere, so they're ready for that season.
I wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
I would like to go on to college. I did go to college, but I didn't go early, but I would like to have done it. So we got a second down situation here. You got Nalbach who went to the sideline, Chad, and if you're Canton McKinley, you've got the two big turnovers here early. You got to be feeling pretty good about the fact that you already have an interception and a fumble recovery in the first quarter. The turnover margin +2 already for the Bulldogs.
They've had the ball for most of this first quarter.
We'll get the first quarter numbers for it. We got an outstanding stat crew up here in the press box. And by the way, your father, is right next to you on your left, Al, I believe.
Yes, it is.
He's doing the radio.
Yeah, he does the radio for the hometown WTIG 990 ESPN.
Great guy. I had a great conversation with him before the game tonight. He's a super guy, former superintendent. Here's Farrakhan. He had the big run. He's at the 15. Farrakhan, the 10. He's going to take it to the house, but hold the phone. There's a penalty flag down. This one's coming back. I know the McKinley fans are rejoicing, but there's a flag down. That's going to be a hold, I believe, against Canton McKinley. The official right there threw the flag. What a nice run by Farrakhan, though.
Yeah, he doesn't look too hobbled with that brace on today. He's running pretty well.
Yeah, he's upset with the officials. He lets them have it, too. He really jawed one of the officials. You know what? He almost threw an unsportsmanlike penalty against him for Farrakhan. And Farrakhan, a great leader, 3.8 student, but he really got after the official a little bit. We saw that earlier in this game, Chad.
Why didn't they throw it there?
Yep.
You wonder.
You do. Well, we can wonder all we want up here in the press box.
It doesn't matter, right?
No, we're not wearing the striped shirts. What a nice run by Farrakhan, though. We saw him on that long run earlier. He is an outstanding running back. And Holloway, the junior, obviously will be the star running back for them next year. Farrakhan will go on. And I talked to Coach Johnson, and I said, what about Elijah? He said, yeah, he'll play some college football somewhere. He doesn't know if it's D1 caliber, but he thinks he will definitely play. And he may be indeed a D1 player.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Here's Orzansky, 15, breaks the tackle, leaps down to the 13, and he's got the first down. So you don't get the touchdown run, but it was second down and 5, and then you get the Orzansky keeper with 1:38, and he does leap down for the first down. First down for Canton McKinley. They're going left to right as we look down here from the press box. 1:35 to go, 7-7 ball game. Gary Ball with Chad Henning, and Leah Little will go down to her in a moment as well. I think I saw Leah down there on the field. Hard to see among all these people. Yeah, she's right down there in the middle. And here's the handoff, and very little gain there for Canton McKinley as I was looking down for Leah. I believe that was Farrakhan, the ball carrier, and he got very little. Who made the hit there for?
I'm not sure. I didn't see it either.
Massillon there.
Brandon Jackson credited with that tackle.
There's a look at Farrakhan. Second down. Late in the first quarter. Motion to the near. Here's Orzansky looking to pass. Throws it in the high, incomplete in the end zone. Almost intercepted.
Almost intercepted by number 1, Tyler Allman.
Comes a late flag by the official on the near side. Canton McKinley, one of the receivers, mixing it up there.
Could it be another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty?
Massillon player over there was Robbie Plants. And they were mixing it up a little bit on that second down, and this is going to be
personal foul.
Personal foul against Canton McKinley. So 7-7 score, Chad, here. 47 seconds to go. Another penalty. We've seen a lot of those here in this first quarter.
Yeah, it gets chippy during this rivalry game. Always does, always have been. So you just got to keep your cool in these types of games. That could win or lose you the ball game.
That's right. No doubt. So third down and long now. It looked like Farrakhan apparently had ran it in for the score, but the holding penalty brought that back. And now it's all the way back to the 27. And, Chad, they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, backwards.
Supposed to be going this way.
And they're in the Wildcat again.
Wildcat again.
Number 14.
Montgomery, who ran the touchdown. And Teron takes it down to the 22. It'll be fourth down. I don't know about the place kicker for Canton McKinley. I don't know if their field goal kicker is good enough to kick it from here. That would be a pretty long field goal. It'll be about a 40-yarder from here.
At the beginning of the season, McKinley didn't have a field goal kicker. They try extra or go for 2 every time. And they finally searched around the school and found a soccer player who would come out and kick extra points for him.
And his name is what? James
Leoy?
Leoy. Fourth down and 18 now. For Orzansky, outstanding scholar student. Ordzanski firing left side high, and is it caught? Yeah, but they will not have the first down. Great catch by Malcolm Robinson, but he's short of the first down.
He went up for that.
Massillon gets the ball on downs.
And again, they couldn't do anything with those turnovers. What a catch. And Tyler Ullman back there to make the stop.
Well, Robinson, as you said, boy, did he climb the ladder for that one. First down, 6 seconds in the first. This will be the last play of the first quarter. It is 7-all here on the Great American Rivalry Series. Carry ball, Chad Henning, little on the sidelines. First down. And that's Kyle Kemp out of the shotgun, the quarterback Kemp. He's going to hand it off now. With it is Alex Winters. His first 15-yard line. Winters 20. Alex 25. Winters leaps out to the 26-yard line.
Great blocking by the Massillon offensive line on that play.
That's a 17-yard pickup, and that's going to do it from the for the end of that quarter. 7-7 ball game. And also we got a presentation, Massillon High School. We're going to tease that for you. The athletes coming up, presented by the Marines, and into the first quarter, we'll go down to the 50-yard line for that. That's Jim Letkovitz.
Jim Letkovitz.
Jim's football career began under the leadership of Coach Mather. As a player, Jim helped the Tigers to 3 state championships. He was selected to All-County and All-Ohio teams and was selected as the MVP of the Ohio North-South game. Jim went on to play at the University of Kansas, was named All-Big 8 Conference twice, honorable mention All-American. In 58, Jim was drafted by the Edmonton Eskimos and played for 6 years. He then began coaching at Massillon in 69, coached for 27 years, Chad.
Yeah, he's here for a long while. He was very respected in the city of Massillon.
Inducted into the Wall of Fame as well. Champions of Stark County Football Hall of Fame. He's the epitome of Massillon football, a true Tiger fan, and that's Jim Letkovitz. He's today's Hall of Fame induct from Massillon. Presented this award, by the way, is Marine Sergeant Cushing from the Marines. Presented this award to Jim Letkovitz. And we've got our first quarter numbers as well. Congratulations, Jim, for that award. Farrakhan ran for 51 yards in that first quarter for Canton McKinley. Montgomery had 44 on that TD run. Devin Smith had 30 yards, 2 for 4 for Ordzanski. And Chad, some other numbers. Both teams, of course, 7-7 ball game. The numbers pretty even there in that first quarter.
Yeah, pretty even. Rushing yards for McKinley, 19 attempts for 95 yards. Massillon has 7 attempts for 43 yards. The total offensive plays, McKinley is 23 for 132 yards and Massillon 11 for 84 yards. So there again, those 2 turnovers, McKinley has all those plays, but nothing to show for it.
And we'll step out, 7-7 ball game. We head to the second quarter on the Great American Rivalry Series, powered by iHigh.com.
Rival, a person or thing that is in position to dispute another's preeminence or superiority. Assume the position. 48 classic matchups nationwide. The biggest moments under the brightest lights. Hardcore great American football the way it was meant to be. In the stands and on the fields. Be a part of the action when the greatest show in high school sports comes to a town near you. The Great American Rivalry Series. From iHigh, who's your rival?
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
Welcome back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. 7-7 ball game, and on that first carry, Alex Winters picked up 5 yards there, and it's 2nd down and 5 on a carry by Winters. Now the quarterback Kyle Kemp out of the shotgun, looking, Miller from the backside is going to sack him. Here comes Stevie Miller, that all-everything player we've been talking about. And finally, the all-everything player we've been talking about gets a key sack. And on the season now for Miller, that is his fourth sack coming in as he just caught the quarterback there, Cal Kemp, from behind. Stevie Miller with the sack. Second quarter action, 7-7 ball game. See what Massillon does here on this 3rd and long situation. Back inside the 25. Devin Smith goes in motion. And the quarterback, Kemp, rolling right, throws it. He's going to have to get rid of it as he was pulled down by one of the defensive players. Boy, I tell you, they were all over him. That was big Eric Snow, the nose tackle. And, Chad, you really like this Snow kid, too. 280-pounder.
Yeah, he was good for them last year at nose. Big, strong, physical kid, too.
That will force a punt. So Devin Smith looks like he's going to do the punting chores, it looks like, for Massillon.
Mm-hmm.
And back deep you got Thompson and Montgomery. Here's the punt. Good high punt. Fair catch being called. It bounces around, and it takes a roll for Massillon back inside the 45 and rolling back to the 43. Not a good job there by Thompson. I don't know if he misjudged that football or what, Chad, but he was calling the fair catch. He could have ran up and called it about 10 yards upfield, and he cost his team some good field, excellent field position.
I think he was unsure of himself going up there and running up to that ball and trying to catch it. Didn't want to make a mistake, a turnover.
10:24 to go in the first half. 7-7 ball game. Both teams scored on their first offensive series, and it's been a slugfest, a flag fest, and some stupid penalties since then on both sides. He calls them like we sees them, don't we?
Yep.
First down, back at the 44-yard line for Canton McKinley. They will send twin receivers to the bottom, and now they have the Wildcat for Foster. And Foster, he's drugged down at
number
the 45.
33.
Yep.
Brandon Jackson.
Jackson got him on that Foster. They've used everybody. I mean, they used Montgomery out of the Wildcat. He ran a 41-yard TD run in. Now they're using Foster out of the Wildcat. And now they get Kyle Orzansky, the outstanding quarterback. He's back in there now out of the shotgun. Both quarterbacks, by the way, 2 for 4 in that first quarter passing. Second down. Quarterback looking, fires right side. Caught over there at midfield and then drug out of bounds by Tyler Miller, the defensive play on the catch over there. And it looked like it was Foster who made the catch. We're going to take a look at that again as the quarterback fired over to the far side. Nice play there by Miller on the defense.
Number 4, Foster made the catch.
Third down and 3. 9 minutes, 28 seconds to go. First half action, 7-7 ball game here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here, Massillon, Ohio. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Little here on the sidelines. Here's the quarterback, Orzansky. Throws it, and it's going to be incomplete on the far side, trying to go to Foster. Miller again in coverage over there. And
along with Brandon Jackson.
And also Jackson. Yep, Jackson was over there as well. Is he in there for Nallback?
Yes, he's Nallback's replacement.
Yeah, Nallback was injured earlier. The outstanding tackler, number 1 tackler on this team. He came off gimpy. So fourth down, that will force a punting situation now for Canton McKinley. Orzansky punts it, low punt, end over end, bounces at the 30, and spins like a top right there at the 29-yard line. And touchdown by Zach Sweat, the junior. And that's where it will go for Massillon. And the offense, what does their offense need to do here, Chad? They've been kind of stagnant the last couple of series.
They need to go back to what they were doing the first series of the game, mixing it up, just not sitting back. Because to me, they looked like they had McKinley on their toes. McKinley didn't know what was going on. So we'll see what they come out with now.
Twin receivers, you got Robinson with Smith out to the top. And twin receivers to the bottom for Kyle Kemp. Out of that shotgun. Kemp looking left, throws, and trying to go over there to Tyler Robinson. Incomplete. Brings up second down. And that incomplete stops the clock. 9:05 to go. And looked like they were trying to run a little scissor pattern over there between Smith and Robinson, and they kind of got hung up a little bit over there.
The ball was overthrown a little bit.
Yep. Pass was high. Brings up second and 10 back at the 30. Beautiful afternoon for high school football up here in Ohio, and late in October. Halloween tomorrow. A lot of spooky trick-or-treats going on the field here,
My
right?
first trick-or-treat.
That's with the little one. That's right. Second down. Here's a quick pass near side, trying to go to Olak, and nearly picked off there by the defensive player, Mike Aylward, the 191-pound senior. If he catches, that's a pick six. He takes that to the house. Aylward with a good defensive play, stepping in front of Justin Olak. Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of Justin out of Pitt. We've seen the Devin Smith show big time on running out of the Wildcat and catching the football. And, of course, one of the key calls in this game, Farrakhan ran the touchdown in, but the holding call brought that one back against McKinley. So we're still tied with 9 minutes to go in the first half, 7-7. Cal Kemp, 6'5", 190-pound sophomore quarterback. Kemp looking, surveys, throws it, and it is caught by Smith. He reached behind him. That's big time. 20-yard pickup, knocked down at midfield. What a catch by Devin Smith. I haven't seen many better than that one.
Devin Smith wasn't even looking for that ball and turn around, and it just happened to be right in his hands.
20-yard pickup. They'll be doing that at Ohio State. Here's the quarterback, Kemp. Yep. Can't really see it there, but that pass was behind. Wow. He just reached behind him and pulled it in. Great catch by Devin Smith, the senior.
I thought he was actually going to throw it to Olak down the sideline.
Triple receivers out to the top at midfield. First down for the Tigers. 8:36 here, trying to take the lead here in this Ohio football game. High school action. Timeout call by Massillon. And I think they were worried about the play clock running down on the quarterback, running out of time on the play clock. And trying to see if I can find Leah Little down on the sideline down there. And see if there she is. I don't know if she's can hear us or not, but of course at halftime, Leah will try to get one of the coaches here, and I don't know if she's hearing us down there on the sideline or not, but Leah Little down on the sidelines, and Leah's got us, and Leah will be coming down to you, of course, for halftime. And Leah, what's the wind like down there on the sidelines, Leah? .831. This game has lived up to its billing. We have had some turnovers, particularly the interception, the fumble recovery, a lot of penalties. I don't know if we even mentioned the flags that were thrown in that first quarter, but there were 4 penalties against Canton McKinley, 7 penalties in that first quarter. That's a lot of penalties.
And they've hurt both teams in field position wise, especially for the Bulldogs. They don't have any points to show for them.
Devin Smith just pulled in that catch. The Ohio State, he'll be doing that at OSU, and they're going to like him up there. I think he will be a player. He's a great player here, and I think he's going to be sensational at the next level as well. Massillon now out of the gun with Kyle Kemp, the sophomore. He gives now to Ryman, 45. Ryman takes it all the way down to the 42-yard line. Jake Ryman, 185 pounds, but he carried that like a 220-pounder that time. And Ryman, the senior, 8-yard pickup. And Pittman helped out on that tackle. And also Daniels helped out as well. Second down and 2 on the run by Jake Ryman. I've been impressed with Ryman, Chad.
Yeah, he was pretty good in the McKinley game last year because Winters was hurt again, and he carried the load.
Wideouts both sides here for Kyle Kemp. Kemp looking right, throwing it deep. He's got Olak. Olak 20, spins around. Does he stay in bounds? And let's see, the official says he's out at the 15-yard line. Justin Olak, the 6'4 senior. Pretty good when you got a 6'4 target to go along with Devin Smith.
Yeah, if you miss him, you got issues.
Tell us what they did on that one.
Kyle Kemp throws it to Olak down the sideline. He tries to spin out, but he stepped right out of bounds.
Yep. But he takes it all the way down to the 15-yard line. First and 10. 7:47 to go in the first half here in Massillon, Ohio. Smith goes out to the top. Out there with Robinson. Olak is to the bottom. Ryman is split. They've got triple receivers to the top. Kemp gives to Ryman. Hit and pulled down in the backfield. And nice play there by making the play
Savon Pittman looked like he came down and made the play.
And Brown, the first time I've called Bergen Brown, the 222-pound linebacker, 58. He helped out on that play as well. And I tell you what, they were looking for Ryman the whole way that time, it looked like, from up here in the press box. 7:22 to go, first half, 7-7 ball game. And the Tigers trying to get their first lead of this game. Remember, Mckinley scored first on that Wildcat run by Robinson at the 15. Here's the quarterback, fires left. It's caught. Smith all the way down to the 5. First and goal. He's tackled there by Burrows, who has the interception in this game, but that time they burn him, and he's got the first down. Boy, I tell you, Devin Smith, Chad, what a weapon he is.
It just seems like the Massillon defense or the McKinley defensive backs can't keep up with Devin Smith, even on the short routes. Yeah, see, the defender for McKinley got lost out there.
Devin Smith will cause a lot of defenders to get lost. Triple receivers to the left. Olak is to the bottom. Ryman is in there, first and goal at the 5. Here's the snap. Kemp fires right side. He's got his man, and he drops it. That would have been a touchdown. You don't see that very often. Devin Smith had it on his fingertips and dropped it. I think he was trying to cut it upfield.
There's a flag on the play as well.
Penalty marker down, and Camp McKinley pointing toward Massillon. 6:38 to go in the first half, 7-7 ball game. Yeah, Devin Smith, he tried to turn it upfield there. It was right on his fingertips, but
turned up too early.
Coming off, one of the backup receivers, Tyler Miller, trots off the field to the sidelines. And the penalty is going to be marked off against, so we were correct. The McKinley players were correct. It is going to be against Massillon. It's going to be a big one, Chad. It's going to be a 15-yarder, take it all the way back to the 20-yard line. What did they call? Unsportsmanlike?
I didn't see it.
So second down now and goal, back at the 20 on the penalty. Triple receivers to the bottom. Clayton Maddox is in there now as well as a receiver. Here's the quarterback throwing over the middle, and it's nearly picked off at the goal line. And the intended receiver was Tyler Allman, and it was nearly picked off down there at the goal line.
Seems like Coach Hall is telling Kyle Kemp to get rid of that ball a little quicker.
I tell you, this Burrows kid can play. He nearly picked that one off. He's already got an interception. 6:35. That brings up third and goal. That penalty's huge, Chad, because
again,
it also takes some another penalty, but it also takes some way back as far as field goal range.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a long field goal from here. They need to pick up some yardage here. 7-7 ball game. Field goal can mean a lot in this football game. 6:35, third and goal at the 20. Here's the quarterback. Kemp fires over the middle, and it's dropped there at the 11-yard line. Intended again for Tyler Allman. Allman dropped it, and we may indeed see the field goal attempt here coming by Massillon here. 6:30 to go in the first half, and that ball was thrown a little bit behind Allman that time.
Yeah, it was. He had to kind of reach back and try and grab it. Couldn't hold on.
6:30 here in the first half, and we will see a long field goal attempt. It'll be placed down at the 27, so that will be a 37-yard attempt. The holder is Krieger, and there is Anthony McCarthy. Kick is up. McCarthy, he's got the distance, and it is good. 37-yard field goal by Anthony McCarthy, and that puts the Tigers up for the first time, 10-7, Chad. They have answered the call here by McKinley. They've scored 10 unanswered to lead 10-7 here. We'll step out. We'll be back on the Great American Rivalry Series on iHigh.com. The Great American Rivalry Series Game of the Week live broadcast is powered by iHigh.com, America's largest high school network. is your school powered by iHigh. Gary Ball with Chad Henning and Leah Little on the sidelines, and a long field goal by McCarthy has just given the Tigers their first lead of the game, 10 unanswered, 6:25 to go, and they now lead at 10-7 here over this Canton-McKinley football team. Canton-McKinley scored first. Both teams, as a matter of fact, scored touchdowns on their first offensive series, Chad. So it's been a while since either team has scored a touchdown in this football game.
What did we say after those first series? We said the defenses has to step up, and with 6:25, Massillon hits a field goal. So for the most part, the McKinley and Massillon defenses have answered the bell.
And penalties have hurt the Bulldogs. Farrakhan thought he had a long TD run in. It was called back on that holding penalty, and he jawed with the official a little bit and didn't think it was a good call, and that cost him, brought it back. The penalty cost Massillon on their last drive, and they had to settle for McCarthy. But, you know, McCarthy nailed that one. That would have been good from about 45.
And he really hasn't kicked that many field goals like that this year. So
McCarthy set to kick off. And we got back deep. Montgomery is back deep to the near side. They kick it short. And at the 20, that'll be Burrows. Burrows at 25, slips right there at the 25-yard line on the return by Freddie. Excuse me, it was Freddie Burton. Excuse me. Freddie Burton on the return.
Once again, our contestant for the halftime field goal try is Archie Snyder.
So brings up first down. Freddie Burton with the recovery. You know, he was kind of turning on the Jets there, but he slipped on the old turf monster. 6:22.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah, I know. That'll get you every time, that turf monster. So the Bulldogs at the 24 find themselves trailing for the first time in this football game, 10-7 to the Tigers of Massillon here. Kyle Orzansky, the senior quarterback, is going to tuck it. Orzansky up to the 27-yard line, pickup of about 3. He's knocked down there by Clayton Maddox. Clayton Maddox with the hit there. The number 1 tackler coming into this game, leading his team in tackles, is Clayton Maddox. And how big is that injury to Seth Nallback been? I'm trying to look and see. I don't know if we'll see Nallback again or not. He's not in there right now.
No, he was on the bench. I think they might have took him in the locker room.
Farrakhan, they're going to reverse it. They got some room out there as they reverse it to Montgomery. It's the 35. Montgomery up to the 40-yard line. That's going to be a nice 14-yard pickup. They reversed it to Montgomery. They gave it to Farrakhan. He flipped it to him. We're going to take a look at that again. That was a little nifty play there by the Bulldogs of Canton-McKinley. Montgomery has their lone touchdown, Chad, and a nice little reverse here.
Yeah, Farrakhan flips it to Montgomery?
Yep, Montgomery.
Takes it around. Luckily, Tyler Ullman stayed where he was.
Here's Holloway. He's up to the 45, about a 6-yard pickup for Savion Holloway. And he's knocked down right there by a couple of players, in particular Robbie Plants helped out. Also, Winters helped out. Second down at 4. Farrakhan with the handoff. Farrakhan, he's got the first down, 45. Farrakhan tripped up at the 43-yard line. First down.
Tripped up by number 11, Garrett Krieger, and he gets up limping a little bit.
Farrakhan, just nothing fancy there, Chad.
Nope.
Just found the seam.
Yep, Garrett Krieger came up and tripped him up.
At the 42-yard line. First down now for Canton-McKinley. 5:05 to go. They're trying to regain the lead here. They don't like to look up there and see Massillon in this big rivalry game. Here's a handoff. Holloway. He's at the 35, 30, all the way down to the 28. He picks up 15 and a first down. Savion Holloway. My goodness, that's fresh legs in there is what that is.
Yep. And a lot of missed tackles out there.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 28-yard line. Quickly up to the line, Cal Orzansky. Orzansky, he hands to Holloway again. 25, leaps down to the 24, pickup of about 4. It'll be second and 10. 2 timeouts left by Canton-McKinley. 1 timeout left by the Tigers. 4:36 to go here. Gary Ball with Chad Henning, Leah Little on the sidelines, and it's 10-7. 4:29, but Canton-McKinley on the mark. Second down inside the 25. Orzansky's going to keep it. He's hit, Orzansky, and he's smothered at the line of scrimmage. No gain. All over him that time.
Looked like Clayton Maddox came in there and hit him initially, but then I don't know who actually brought him down.
I saw Herring in there. Bushel Herring was in there, 54, helping out. 3rd down at 5. Under 4 minutes now to go. First half, 3rd and 5. Quick snap. Orzansky wasn't ready for it. Looks to pass anyway. Throws it incomplete as he's hit and smothered by Timmy Dimitrov.
The little guy getting up in there.
Yeah, Rudy. Boy, I tell you, that's second time tonight we've seen the center snap point and the quarterback wasn't ready for it.
And it looks like the players are getting on him out there too. But you don't need that. You'll just get him more flustered.
Yeah, the 4th down, as you mentioned, Chad, field goal situation. They had to go literally find, what you say, a soccer player to come out.
Yeah, I believe it was a soccer player that came out just so they could. I mean, an extra point in a football game couldn't mean the game.
Right.
So they searched around and finally found one that would do it.
As part of the United States Marine sponsorship of today's game, they have brought their National Chin-Up Challenge to Massillon. Fans are encouraged to participate to see who can do the most chin-ups. Stay tuned for the winning school presentation at the end of the 3rd quarter. For the U.S. Marine sponsorship, the National Chin-Up Challenge. How many chin-ups can you do, Chad?
Probably none.
Well, you wouldn't win. You would not win the Marines Challenge then.
No.
I don't know how many I could do. I used to back in the day. I could do a few, but
I was always bottom heavy, so.
Well, you know, you don't have a good kicker if you're Kent McKinley, so you got to, obviously, you're in 4-down mode here at the 23, Chad, and, you know, you've gone to Orzansky. I think you've gone to that well a little bit too many times.
Yeah, it's starting to the Tigers are expecting that. If they watched Boardman McKinley last week, McKinley had to run that play over 20 times, Orzansky up the middle. So, I mean, you have to know it's coming.
4th down. We got Montgomery at the shot in the Wildcat. Montgomery, and he's got the first down to the 15-yard line. They just came with Montgomery with the quick snap out of that Wildcat, and Montgomery had a 41-yard touchdown run earlier. Chad, let's take a look at that again. Nothing fancy.
And we had a flag.
Penalty marker down. I didn't see that. I was blocked by the pole there. Didn't see the flag.
I didn't see what it was either. I just looked up and saw it was laying on the field.
Yep, moved him back 5 yards, so it must have been a motion penalty.
Another penalty, so it moves them 4th and 10 now.
4th and 10, so that changes the play after a nice run by Montgomery. They thought they had the first down. We're late in the first half, 3 minutes, 39 seconds, 10-7. Massillon on top on a 37-yard Anthony McCarthy field goal. 4th down, motion to the near side. Here is Orzansky looking to pass, throwing it deep, hit as he released it. There's a flag coming down, interference call. I believe the quarterback was hit as he released it, and there's a flag down. Garrett Krieger put the lowered the boom, put the pressure on Kyle Orzansky. He threw it down the middle, and there's a flag down. And if it's interference, it'll be an automatic first down, I believe. But yeah, Kent McKinley pointing toward Massillon, so it will be a big break here late. Pass interference is the call. I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either.
I didn't see it. I didn't see the interference from up here. I'm not saying it wasn't.
We were probably both watching.
Yeah, I was watching
off the edge.
Oh, I was watching the quarterback get creamed by, as you said, by the defensive player from Massillon. But first down inside the 15. First down now. 3:24 to go in front of this massive crowd here. Nearly 20,000 here with this big battle up here in Ohio. Massillon and Kent McKinley. Montgomery out of that shotgun again. He sends motion now by Holloway. Montgomery's going to roll to the right, cut back, and leap down into about the 13-yard line. Tripped up over there. Clayton Maddox over there tripped him up. And do we have another flag?
It looked like it.
Yeah, another penalty flag down. As you said, Chad, a little chippy. 3:15 to go, first half. And there's another penalty marker down. Surprise, surprise. I think Gomer Powell used to say that. I'm probably speaking beyond you, but he was on a show. And you say, surprise, surprise.
I've heard it.
Yep. I guess there still is old-time shows on cable, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that penalty is going to be huge, Chad. That will be half the distance down to the 6-yard line. And you know what? It'll be first and goal from there, if I'm not mistaken. They'll get the down back as well, won't they?
Yeah.
Yep, so first and goal at the 6. McKinley set up now. 3:15. They trail 10-7, though. McCarthy nailed a 37-yard field goal for Massillon to put them on top, and Kent McKinley's trying to answer that. They led early 7-0. It's 10 unanswered now by Massillon to lead at 10-7. Orzansky Quick toss around left side, Holloway. Holloway 5, Holloway down to the goal line, touchdown, Savion Holloway. That's his 9th touchdown rushing of the season, and Canton McKinley regains the lead 13-10 with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Good blocking up front. Chad, you talked about this massive O-line.
Yeah, they got on their blocks and just stayed there. Let Holloway go right in for the touchdown.
Boy, he made a nice cut right there, didn't he? Kept his balance, got into the end zone. Touchdown for Savion Holloway, the junior, 200-pounder. And now we're waiting for the extra point coming from James Leoy. And he's waiting for the placement down. The kick is up, and the extra point is up, and it's good. Bulldogs regain the lead, 14-10. 3 minutes to go in the first half, and we'll be back with the Great American Rivalry Series powered by iHigh, presented by the United States Marines after this. Back at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, Massillon Washington High School here in Massillon, Ohio. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Leah Little, our sideline reporter here on the Great American Rivalry Series. And the Great American Rivalry Series has found it, and it's Massillon to Canton McKinley, and it's the oldest rivalry in the country. 119 times these teams have played. Is that correct?
Yep.
And Massillon leads the series 64-50. Is that correct?
Yeah.
With 5 ties, I believe.
5 ties.
64 to, that is a long storied history tradition of games. 64-50. 14-10. Boy, Canton McKinley, you got to give them credit. They came down. They answered that field goal by McCarthy, and they've regained the lead now. 14-10. They answered the bell there, didn't they?
Yeah, they came down the field. We're talking about penalties. They had a couple go their way and were able to get it in the end zone.
Smith and Olak. Here's a short kick picked up. Nice return up to the 43, and that's a nice job there by Krieger. Garrett scooped it up, took it to the 43. So, they'll have excellent field position.
And another flag.
Too many of those for my liking. To me, a game, like this, a rivalry game, sometimes, you got to let the kids play.
Yep.
And the officials here, I always like a game when you don't really know the officials are there. To me, that's been a well-officiated game. Well, we definitely know they're here today.
Yep. Another personal foul penalty.
That's about a dozen of them. We had 7 in the first quarter, right? 7 penalties?
He threw that from about the 30 all the way to the 50 midfield.
That's the only thing, I'm a former umpire, so I'm not going to get on them too bad, but, sometimes you can't have the rabbit ears.
Yeah.
2:54, 14-10. Believe me, I took a lot of abuse when I umpired.
I bet.
Especially when I was doing balls and strikes. My goodness. The worst one was from a Baptist minister.
Wow.
42. I could believe that. Here's the pass near side, incomplete. Trying to go over there on the near side. Went incomplete. And the intended receiver there for Massillon was Tyler Allman. And just not a well-thrown ball that time by the quarterback, Kyle Kemp. But, boy, he's going to be a good one. 6'5", sophomore. Came into this game, 1,100 yards, 12 touchdown passes. And, of course, what was it? Was it Brody Town early in the season?
Yeah, Brody Town started the first 3 games, and Kyle Kemp came in up at Menor.
Yep.
Started at Menor, and he's been starting ever since.
And senior Anthony McCormick has played some quarterback as well.
Yeah.
I think he has 3 touchdown passes. 2:51, second down. And can the Tigers answer the call from the Bulldogs, who just scored on the Holloway run? 14-10. Here's Kemp, pump fakes, rolling left, getting pressure, throws it, and Smith's got the catch down at the 22-yard line. Devin Smith with the diving catch.
Looks like the Tigers are trying to hurry things up here, too.
Nice catch by Devin Smith. We saw him trying to turn the one up off his fingertips, but I tell you, usually if he touches, he's going to catch it. 22-yard line. Quarterback Kemp gives now to Ryman. He's at the 15, and Jake nearly took that to the house. Tripped up on an ankle tackle at the 12-yard line. Jake Ryman, the 185-pound senior. Good to have him back healthy for the Tigers of Massillon. He's been shaken up a lot this year.
Yeah.
With injuries, as you said, Chad. Second down and short. Out of the gun. Quarterback hands off. Ryman again to the 10. Jake, and he's down to the 8-yard line. A couple of burls in there among others, but be first and goal. How about this drive by Massillon answering the long drive by Mckinley? They're trying to. Massillon says that we want to go into the locker room up 17-14. We don't want to go in the locker room down 14-10. Not in our house, right?
That's right. That's right.
Here's the quarterback rolling. He's getting pressure. He steps up. Now he throws it to Smith, high, incomplete. He had Devin Smith out there, and Smith did a good job of waiting for his quarterback, but the quarterback that time just overthrew him, Chad.
Yep. It was a smart play by Kyle Kemp to either throw it. He threw it high, Devin Smith to go get it, or it was going out of bounds, so no one else would be able to touch that ball.
Minute 45, 14-10. Minute 45, it's second down and goal at the 8-yard line for the Tigers of Massillon High School. Well, beautiful facility as I drove in the high school right here by the Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Just an absolutely beautiful facility. You had to really love playing here, didn't you?
Yeah, it was great.
It's like playing college, wasn't it? Pass, and it's dropped. It was a sure touchdown. It's dropped over the middle. And the intended receiver was Robinson, number 34, and Tyler had it, but he dropped it right near the goal line. So minute 41, 14-10. As the folks bring the drinks up here with a minute 41 to go. Appreciate that. That's a long haul up here with all that, you know? Yes, sir. We'll take water there. You want a water, Chad?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes. Thanks. See what they do here as we get beverages up here in the box. And there's going to be Smith dropping on the hit by Burrows. Devin Smith had a touchdown. So Robinson drops one. Devin Smith drops one. And now it's fourth and goal at the 8. That's 2 touchdowns that the Tigers should have had. And
Coach Hall's going to play it smart. He's going to kick the field goal here
to cut it to 14-13. You've got the good place kicker. And Anthony McCarthy, who already has a 37-yard field goal. This will be more or less like an extra point for McCarthy. They place it far hash mark, 15, 25-yard field goal by McCarthy to try to make it 14-13 here late in this first half. Here's the placement down. The kick is up, and it is no good. Sailed off to the left. Minute 34. He missed it. 14-10. Score remains for Canton McKinley. And McCarthy could have cut it down to a point here. And the field goal sailed off to the left side of the goalpost just a little bit. Boy, he didn't miss by much getting that in there. So minute 34, that missed field goal by McCarthy will give Canton McKinley the ball, and they will have it at the 20-yard line. At halftime, I think we're going to try to get an interview with Leah Little. She'll have some interviews. I think we're going to try to grab one of the coaches, hopefully, as they come off there on the sideline. We're going to try to get Leah Little with one of the coaches coming off on the sideline here at halftime. Go down to her for that. We'll try to get well, on the side she's on, it's probably going to be easier to get Massillon's coach as she's on their sideline. Minute 34. And the quarterback, Kyle Orzansky, he's going to tuck it. He's to the 25, close to the 20, short of the 25, about a 4-yard pickup. Would it be second down? And another late flag. Late flag comes in. We'll have to check. We'll check the first half stats for you, but that is a lot of penalties we're going to talk about at halftime. Personal foul, Chad. I didn't see it.
Personal foul on Aaron Roby, trying to get out of the pile, throwing people out of the way.
He's the one who made the tackle, isn't he? So the penalty marks it all the way to the 38-yard line, and Camp McKinley will have it there with a minute 24. The Bulldogs 14 of Massillon Tigers 10. One timeout for both football teams here in this first half. Bulldogs in that white with the red. They go to the line here in front of 20,000 fans. Motion now by Holloway. He had the last touchdown run. Here's a flag down now, as I think they ran out of time. They tried to do the Wildcat to Teron Montgomery, who had a 41-yard touchdown run early in this game, and that's going to be delay and move him back 5 yards. And I'd say we're approaching 15 penalties right now.
It's got to be close.
Moves Camp McKinley back to the 32-yard line with 68 seconds to go in the first half here. As I said, we're going to try to go down to Little at halftime and get an interview with her here at the Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Power I now. Quick toss. Left side. That's Holloway. 38. Slammed down right there at the 38. About a 5-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 10. And in there making the hit, one of the backup linemen. I saw Herring in there again. And also, I believe Winters was in there as well,
yep.
Chad.
Winters came in and made the final tackle. Take him down.
32 seconds to go. First half. Canton McKinley and Massillon 14-10. Bulldogs on top of the Tigers here in Ohio on the Great American Rivalry Series. Here's the handoff. Holloway hit. Drug down the backfield on a tackle by Robbie Plants. And Plants just planted him on the turf. 15 seconds. What a nice play by Robbie Plants. And I think Camp McKinley's just going to let that clock run out. And, of course, we'll try to get an interview with Leah Little down on the sidelines here as we head to the locker rooms now. 14-10. Camp McKinley leads the Massillon Tigers here. And we're going to try to grab one of the coaches, one of the interviews here with the coaches here. We'll go down to Leah Little here in a moment as she tries to grab the I believe that's the head coach she's going to try to grab, isn't it?
Yeah, Jason Hall.
And that Jason. Let's go down to Leah Little. She's going to try to get Coach Hall real quick. Let's go down to Leah. Leah?
We're here with Coach. Coach, close game as we expected. Lots of penalties. What's your strategy for the second half?
Well, we got to quit shooting ourselves in the foot. Our it's an emotional game, and our kids are just playing a little out of characteristic right now. So we just got to get them to calm down. I feel like we're moving the ball up and down the field, so we just got to take advantage. We dropped 2 touchdowns in a row down there, and then miss a field goal. But it's gonna come down the wire. It's gonna come down to turnovers. It always does in special teams.
Correct, Coach. True rivalry game. Good luck, and we'll look forward in the second half.
Thank you.
Leah Little down on the sidelines. We'll step out. Come back with some first half numbers. 14-10. Bulldogs leading the Tigers here at halftime. Paul Brown Tiger Stadium on the Great American Rivalry Series, powered by iHigh.com and the U.S. Marines.
Sir, debris heading towards our comm satellite. Impact may cut off communications with ground forces.
Launch avoidance maneuver. "20 kilometers in closing."
Collision averted, sir. All objects are accounted for.
Good job.
Learn more at airforce.com.
Students, wanting to go to college?
Parents, wanting to send your high school student to college? Know how you're going to pay for it?
Give us 2 minutes and we'll tell you everything you need to know.
There's no need to worry about how you're going to pay for college anymore. We'll show you exactly how to find grants, scholarships, and if you need it, a loan with the best terms available.
SLFC is here to help.
The Student Loan Finance Corporation works closely with students, as well as their lenders and schools, to alleviate education loan headaches. SLFC specializes in helping students with and servicing alternative loans that feed hungry minds nationwide. SLFC has now introduced a new loan program through member banks of the ICBA, the Independent Community Bankers Association. The iHelp loan program enables students to fill their needs when financing their education. We ensure that anyone who wants to pursue post-secondary
Sir, debris heading towards our comm satellite. Impact may cut off communications with ground forces.
Launch avoidance maneuver. "20 kilometers in closing."
Collision averted, sir. All objects are accounted for.
Good job.
Learn more at airforce.com.
Students, wanting to go to college?
Parents, wanting to send your high school student to college? Know how you're going to pay for it?
Give us 2 minutes and we'll tell you everything you need to know.
There's no need to worry about how you're going to pay for college anymore. We'll show you exactly how to find grants, scholarships, and if you need it, a loan with the best terms available.
SLFC is here to help.
The Student Loan Finance Corporation works closely with students, as well as their lenders and schools, to alleviate education loan headaches. SLFC specializes in helping students with and servicing alternative loans that feed hungry minds nationwide. SLFC has now introduced a new loan program through member banks of the ICBA, the Independent Community Bankers Association. The iHelp loan program enables students to fill their needs when financing their education. We ensure that anyone who wants to pursue post-secondary education has access to timely, adequate financing and experienced helpers.
Through the iHelp loan program, students are offered loans with low interest rates and no teaser rates.
The program provides private student loans designed to supplement but not replace scholarships, grants, and other financial aid options, including federal student loans currently offered on college campuses.
Not sure where to start? SLFC has designed a website with tons of resources for helping you plan for and fund an education, whether you're in college now or plan on attending college soon. Let's break it down. First, the Planning for College section. This provides you with a timeline to guide you through several of the steps you need to know about when applying to schools. The Paying for College section will help you navigate your way through the financial aid process, making it easier for you to take advantage of all the options available to you.
For example, did you know there are hundreds of scholarships available? And many are actively looking for students. You don't have to be valedictorian to earn these scholarships. We have the details online.
The toolkit helps you choose a college and career based on your interests and needs and features our exclusive trend tracker that matches you with colleges based on a variety of criteria.
Imagine, all in one place, the costs of each college, the average test scores, and dozens of other features, all in one graphic map. And finally, if you need to borrow money for college, as most Americans do, SLFC and the iHelp loan program may be your best option. The loan features the most competitive rate available and is offered through your local ICBA bank with the help of SLFC, the student loan company thousands have trusted to help them pay for college.
Go to slfc.com and explore all of your options now.
Rival, a person or thing that is in position to dispute another's preeminence or superiority. Assume the position. 48 classic matchups nationwide. The biggest moments under the brightest lights. Hardcore great American football the way it was meant to be. In the stands and on the fields. Be a part of the action when the greatest show in high school sports comes to a town near you. The Great American Rivalry Series. From iHigh, who's your rival?
Move it! Yes, sir!
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
And back at the Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here in Massillon, Ohio. Halftime, 14-10. Camp McKinley on top of Massillon. And Leah Little has some very special guests down on the sidelines. Leah?
Well, you know, these rivalries were created by football, but they're not always about football. I'm here with two captains of the Massillon cheerleaders, and tell us, ladies, what do you do to get these guys fired up for the game?
We just say a cheer, and they'll just follow along with it. They basically know what we do. If they say a cheer, we'll say it back. It's just basically a continuous, non-stop cheering.
Right, well, we were with the pep rally yesterday. Awesome. It was just an amazing pep rally. So tell us what you do to get them. Tell us the famous Massillon cheer.
Famous Massillon cheer? Tigers. Like,
can you make these guys do that? All right, and back to you guys. A little Massillon rivalry.
Yes, and the cheerleaders, a big part of it here at Massillon High School. 14-10, and boy, we look at these first half numbers. Gary Ball with Chad Henning and Leah Little just heard down on the sidelines, and boy, the first thing that really stares out at me on this stat sheet: 14 penalties in that first half. That's just too many yellow flags on the field.
For over 100 yards
That's
combined.
14 first downs from Camp McKinley to Massillon's 10. In third down conversions, neither team a lot of success, although Massillon was 40% on 2 of 5. Third down for McKinley, just 1 of 7. In the game individually, Elijah Farrakhan, 8 carries, 64 yards, had a 1-yard loss in that first half, but long run of 20. Montgomery had 59 yards on 4 carries, of course had the touchdown run. Orzansky had 10 carries for 35 yards in the first half. Holloway had 8 carries for 36 and a touchdown run, the last touchdown there for Kent McKinley. Kyle Orzansky was 3 of 7, Chad, 43 yards, but a lot of pressure by the Massillon defense there, really causing Orzansky a lot of problems.
Yeah, they were defensive line and linebackers were really coming down hard on Orzansky, especially right before the half here. Garrett Krieger got in there and put him down, and the ball sailed actually high, so a lot of pressure.
For the Tigers of Massillon Washington High School, Devin Smith, 4 carries, 30 yards. Alex Winters, 2 carries for 22 yards. Jake Ryman had 5 carries, 23 yards in that first half. We're at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here, being entertained by the marching the Tiger Band. But I tell you, they're outstanding, this band that Massillon has here.
Always has been.
Looking at the receiving, Kyle Kemp, by the way, the quarterback, 6 of 17, had the 1 interception in the first half. 119 yards for the quarterback from Massillon. Devin Smith had 5 catches, 92 yards, but he'd like to have that one back
for the touchdown
he dropped there late in that first half. Olak had the 1 catch for 27 yards in the first half. Looking at tackles, Clayton Maddox led everybody with 5 tackles in that. I know we called his name quite a bit. He's the number 1 tackler coming in. He was the number 1 tackler in the first half with 5.
Yep. And Roby came on strong, too, in the first half.
Close to 20,000 fans in here for this Great American Rivalry Series game on iHigh.com. Gary Ball with Chad Henning and Leah Little on the sidelines, and just a great first half. The only thing that kind of muddied that first half for me, and you know, were the 14 penalties that were thrown in that first half. Other than that, I mean, it's a competitive, great high school football game. 2 good high school teams that will play in the playoffs are battling for the number 1 seed in the region and play at home, but 14 penalties, that's too many.
Yeah, we got to clean it up both sides, make it a better game in the second half. It gets chippy down there, but you got to keep your cool because you're going to cost your team the game. One of these penalties have costed both teams some field position and touchdowns, so we're going to have to calm that down.
Both teams in Canton McKinley, time of possession, Chad, almost 15 minutes to just 9 minutes. So Canton McKinley dominated. They had the football almost an entire quarter in that first half.
First quarter, they had the ball almost the entire quarter.
That's too much. Looking at the total number of plays, 39 for Canton McKinley, 205 yards, 30 plays for Massillon, 181 yards on those total plays. And Chad, what do you think we can look for in the second half? And I know that the Tigers of Massillon will receive the football here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium to start the second half.
Well, we know both offenses can drive down the field, so I'm expecting the Tigers to come out and do what they did the drive before halftime, before dropping those touchdown passes. Same thing with Canton McKinley. Get everybody settled down. It's the second half now. Emotions should be calmed down, and let's come out and play some football.
You know, the two quarterbacks, Kyle Orzansky and Kyle Kemp, we talked about them in the pregame, and impressed with both of them, but not probably their sharper, better games in the first half. Neither had a very good percentage of passing.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure from both sides, passing-wise. And we didn't really see Kyle Kemp in the first quarter throwing the ball or even handing the ball off because he was split out as a wide receiver. So Kyle Orzansky, I think the Tiger defense have figured out that they're going to try and run him up the middle some more. So they're going to have to try some different things here in the second half, both teams.
Our Leah Little has another special guest from the Marines down. Let's go down to Leah Little on the sidelines. Leah?
Hey guys, I'm here with Staff Sergeant Smith, United States Marine Corps, and wow, what a great game. Are you excited to be here?
Always excited. Anytime I'm here in Massillon, it's always a great day. I've been there for about 3 years and I love it. You don't get no better than this. The competition, that's what we thrive off of. With Marines, we win. That's what this is what this town is based off of, winning.
Well, I'll tell you what, we rode with the pep rally yesterday with the Marines, and you guys were showing the championship trophy and getting the kids excited, and saw you throwing some T-shirts.
Yes, it's all about the students. I mean, if you look behind, without them, there's no us. They get into it, we get into it. We're trying to bring the trophy right back here where it belongs.
Well, the Marines were honorary captain today during the coin toss, and they'll be here all day long, giving scholarships and getting the kids excited, and the championship trophy and MVP at the end of the game. Do you have any idea who that might be?
Well, the MVP, but I know we're going to win the game. Massillon's bringing it home. Yeah, the victory.
Okay, sounds like the Marines are on Massillon's side today. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Leah Little, down on the sidelines, talking to the United States Marines. Gary Ball, Chad Henne back up here in the press box, 14-10. We already went over the first half numbers for you in the stats here on the Great American Rivalry Series, Canton McKinley and Massillon, and there is a lot at stake in this. We talked about the pride and the tradition. 119 times these teams have played, the oldest rivalry in the country, the oldest rivalry obviously in the state of Ohio, a huge football state here in Ohio. When you come up here, you know, you look out here, we tried to, of course, we got the great shot there now of the band and then the other side of the field. Look at that parking lot up there. I mean, it's absolutely packed up there. You got the RVs up on the hill to the left there, and they got the flags waving and so forth. And Chad, this is big-time high school football right here.
Yeah, always has been. Ever since I was little, I've been coming to the games. I was actually a water boy, so I've been to plenty of Massillon Tiger games. It doesn't get any better than this for both communities. They come out every time they play each other, no matter week 10 or in the playoffs. The stadium's full. So it's a great atmosphere.
And Chad, tell the folks watching us around the country and the world really on the internet, what's at stake in this game?
They have what they call a victory bell. You take it back to your school and paint it up in your school colors, and it sits right in the entrance of your school. So that's what they play for every year. Week 10, Massillon McKinley try to win that victory bell back.
And that victory bell sitting right now over there in front of the Great American Rivalry banner over there in front of the Canton McKinley fans on the far side. So the victory bell at stake here. Somebody will get that. There goes Obi there. He can obviously, he's talented. He can play the guitar too, can't he? He's a talented Tiger there. But, you know, that victory bell at stake. And right now the penalties cost a lot of teams. And Massillon probably feels in that locker room, Chad, that it should be leading this football game 17-14 here at halftime. They dropped not one but two touchdown passes there late in the first half.
Yeah, they had it right in their hands. Both Devin Smith and number 34, Tyler Robinson, had easy touchdown catches and just slipped right through their fingers.
Neither one were able to hold on to them, and we'll step out. We'll come back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium with some more halftime festivities here at halftime. It's 14-10. Canton McKinley leading Massillon here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We'll return on the Great American Rivalry Series powered by iHigh.com.
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
And welcome back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here in Massillon, Ohio. Gary Ball, Chad Henne with Leah Little on the sidelines here, being entertained by the marching band of the Tigers of Massillon High School. They have an outstanding marching band. Canton McKinley leads here at halftime 14-10. The Bulldogs came in 7-2. And Massillon came in 7-2. Jason Hall, the head coach for the Tigers. Ryan Johnson, head coach for Canton McKinley. There's a lot at stake. We talked about the victory bell over there at stake, but also probably an even larger thing as far as the 2010 season is concerned. The victory bell is huge, but also you want to get that #1 seed in the region and host that first playoff game next weekend if you're Canton McKinley or Massillon.
Yeah, you want to have that first game at home. It's always nice to get that first game at home and be able to win it on your home turf. And then the next 4 weeks you got to travel, so you got to be able to travel too and win ball games.
Chad, you mentioned you were a water boy here as well when you were a young guy. You played here, so what are some of your fondest memories of this huge rivalry game between Canton McKinley and Massillon?
Just that every Massillon-McKinley game is different, and that the tradition lives up to the hype. If you haven't seen the Massillon-McKinley game live, you really don't know what it's all about. I know you can watch it on TV and on the internet and everything, but if you're not sitting in the bleachers here at either Massillon or Fawcett Stadium in Canton, you really can't get the full effect of what really goes on this on Saturday afternoon.
To me, it's like I used to do some college football myself, and it's like a college atmosphere, and it even kind of exceeds that a little bit in a lot of regards.
Yeah.
I did Division III college, Thomas More college football games for several years up in northern Kentucky, and a nice stadium, but we probably averaged, I guess our big crowd, the Bridge Bowl between Mount St. Joe and Thomas More was about 10,000, but this is twice that. I mean, you got 20,000 folks in here for a high school football game.
Yeah, it's bigger than some small colleges. It's unbelievable if you really think about it, how many colleges are out there, and that this facility has been used for college games before. I remember coming here. My dad was a Geneva Tornado grad, and they came up here and played Malone College right here at Massillon Stadium when I was little. So it just, I guess you're set back by it sometimes.
Of course, the colors here apropos with the weekend. We're in Halloween weekend, the black and orange. Yep. I mean, it's very appropriate here in Massillon with Halloween tomorrow. Early happy Halloween to everybody. I know all the little kids will be out tomorrow night. I used to love Halloween when I was a kid. I know you probably did too, Chad.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to fill up about 3 or 4 bags with, I had enough candy and chocolate for my cavities for about the next year after Halloween. That was one of my favorite holidays.
There's one house we always used to go to when I was little. They gave out the king-size candy bars, so we tried to sneak back there once or twice.
That's right. Hit that one 3 times, And 3:40 here before the second half. It's 14-10. Canton McKinley leading the Tigers of Massillon. And we gave you the first half stats. Let's tell you about the scoring in that first half. Montgomery got things started for Canton McKinley at 9:51 mark. He scored on a 38-yard run. And, Chad, that was out of that Wildcat formation.
Yeah, that Wildcat formation really hurt the Tigers in that first was that the first drive they did that?
First drive,
Scored
yes.
that touchdown? Yeah.
And then James Leoy with the extra point, made it 7-0. Then Massillon came back. Jake Ryman with the 1-yard TD run. I was impressed with Ryman and his running that first half.
He's a really hard runner. When Jake gets in there to run the ball, you know he's going to run hard. He doesn't take a play off. He just sticks his nose up there and goes. And whenever he comes down, he comes down.
Yep. And Massillon then took their first lead, and it was the kicker, place kicker, McCarthy, Chad, with a 37-yard field goal. And then he, late in the first half, had a 25-yard attempt that he made, really upset with himself, but he nailed that 37-yarder.
That 37-yarder was good. It could have been maybe by 40 or 45, so.
That made it 10-7 at that point. We got a special presentation going on at down here on the field as well, and then Savion Holloway with Camp McKinley. 3 minutes to go in the first half. He had a 6-yard touchdown run, and the Leoy kick made it 14-10, and that's where we stand here at halftime. But it probably, for all intents and purposes, shouldn't be 14-10 halftime because Massillon had not one but 2 touchdown passes that they dropped in the end zone, right in the hands of the receivers. I guess you got to give credit to the DB of Camp McKinley for getting in there and wreaking a little bit of havoc, but I thought those were 2 that both receivers should have
the pressure caused Kyle to get that ball. They were there, it's just they were dropped, so move on and play the second half.
14-10. Let's go back down to the field now with our sideline reporter, the third member of our team, Leah Little. Lee?
We're here now with the director of the Massillon Tiger Band. This is Jason Neal, and understand that the great Paul Brown instituted the Tiger Swing Band way back.
Well, Paul Brown and his friend George Bird were definitely instrumental in getting the swing band here, and even back then in the 30s, football and band here in Massillon went hand in hand, so it's a long tradition.
Well, it's a great band, so tell us some of the things you do in conjunction with the rivalry.
Well, we are busy all week. We're playing for booster meetings. We're playing at the Touchdown Club. We have a concert at our open house here at the school. We march all over the town. We have a huge rally at the school. There's a parade, a bonfire. We've been playing a lot this week.
A little overtime hours this week, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, guys, the great Massillon Band, their director here, Jason Neal, and, of course, Obi. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Leah. I love the marching bands. As a matter of fact, my daughter was in marching bands in high school. I went to competitions for so many years, but they always made it to the state championship. I love the marching bands. Those kids get out there and practice and work just as hard as any team, athletic team in any high school. And I tell you what, I'm really impressed with this Massillon Tiger marching band.
They put in the time just like the football team does. I mean, they're out there in the summertime sweating like the football team is, so it just pays off. Those kids work hard just as everybody else.
Chad, when you were in that locker room, when you were a player, what do you think, what adjustments do you think right now that both coaches need to make for their football teams as we get ready for the second half?
Some of the adjustments, I know the coaches were in there harping on the penalties. They're going to hurt you. So you got to keep that under control. You got to keep your emotions under control, both sides. Too many personal foul penalties. I just say and maybe some blocking assignments both ways too. They had the bad snaps for McKinley, and Massillon's offensive line has let some of their linemen loose too. So that's just a little bit of what I would think they would have been talking about.
Yeah, the penalties, I think you brought up a very good point with that. I definitely would have been addressing the penalty situation if I was either Ron Johnson or Jason Hall. I would be talking to my teams, hey, guys, look, I know it's a little chippy out there. It's a rivalry game, but we don't need any more of these silly penalties because it costs – I mean, if you're both teams, it really costs you touchdowns on both sides of the football.
Touchdowns and good field position as well.
Absolutely. We'll be back with the second half and see what happens here up here in Ohio with the Massillon-Canton McKinley big rivalry game here on the Great American Rivalry Series powered by iHigh.com, presented by the United States Marines. We'll be back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium after this. Back at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, Gary Ball, Chad Henne. Let's go down to Leah Little on the sidelines. Leah, what you got for us?
You know, this Massillon team doesn't just get it done on the field. These guys get it done in the classroom, and they were recently awarded by the Ohio Football Coaches Association the #1 team in the state of Ohio academically. This team here carries a 3.8 GPA, so great job to the Massillon Tigers.
Yeah, that's outstanding. They were the #1 academic team in the state 2 years ago. #1 academic team in the state, and that's something that Coach Hall, when I talked to him earlier this week, Chad, he was very proud of the academic standing by him. He said we really stress academics to our football team here at Massillon High School.
Ever since he's been here, it's been like that, and it's impressive. This is the second time they've won this award in the 3 years he's been here, so
that's really good. And you look at some of the guys that have gone through Massillon, Chad. Just tell the folks that watching this game, not quite as familiar with the rivalry between these teams, all the great players that have played in this high school football game over the years.
There's been a lot of guys that have gone on to college. We've had Jeremiah Drobny, who's played at Kentucky. Ellery Moore has played at Kentucky. David Abdul was a kicker when I was here. He went to Pitt. Justin Zwick, Ohio State.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
There's also been some guys that I graduated with that went to smaller schools like Baldwin Wallace and things like that. So there's been a lot of athletes go out of Massillon High School and play in Division I or any division college football.
Well, it's a big rivalry when Bart Starr is doing the coin toss. I talked to a gentleman, he said one year, I knew this was big. Bart Starr did the coin toss. The Jets flew over, and he said, I knew this was something just a little bit different up here at Massillon and McKinley.
It's big. Sometimes it gets too big, but we like it.
That's right. I like it, too. And I'm an old Kentucky boy, and I'm loving this Ohio high school football. I mean, goodness gracious. I covered the GCL, the Greater Catholic League in Cincinnati for years on the radio with St. X, Moeller, Elder, LaSalle, Roger Bacon, and all those schools. So believe me, I know what Ohio high school football is all about, but I'm loving it being a Kentucky boy. They say we're a basketball state in Kentucky, but I tell you what, I love my football.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody asks me, Gary, what's your favorite? Because I do, for the KHSAA, the High School Association, I do the radio for the football, basketball, and the baseball state championships. And everybody asks me, what's your favorite? Hands down, high school football.
Oh, yeah.
Chad, I could do high school football 3 or 4 nights a week and get just as excited as them for this one every night.
Yep.
Did Mail and Manual last night. Drove to Columbus, got there about 3 or 3:30 in the morning, got me about 5 hours of sleep, got up, got a shower, got here about 11:30, 12, something like that. But I tell you what, when you love high school football, you go the distance.
Yep.
You can do it. I mean, just like sometimes these players for Massillon Camp McKinley got to push that little extra in practice. Sometimes broadcasters got to go the distance. They got to go a little extra, don't they?
If you love it, you got to do it, right?
That's right. Well, Chad, I thought you brought up a good point, but what the coaches are going to tell their teams in the locker room, and the #1 thing you got to hit on, no penalties in the second half. Because that can kill you.
Yeah, no stupid penalty. No more personal foul penalties. Keep your cool.
Well, I was getting comfortable in that chair, but I'm going to have to stand up as I do this second half. Chad, you're welcome to stay there in your seat, but I'm going to. And the hospitality group. I got to give these guys what kudos. I mean, they're bringing hot dogs up here. They're bringing water. I mean, anything you want up here. Well, I mean, this is great.
Every week for everybody, they do that.
I'm feeling special. Second half, and let's see, it should be a special second half. And teeing it up is Canton McKinley's LaShawn Robinson. And you've got Olak and also Devin Smith back deep for Massillon to receive. They will receive the start the second half. They trail 14-10. The second half game in front of nearly 20,000's underway. Here's the short kick, and it's taken in there at the 40. Return to the 42-yard line, and the return short man that time was Mack. And he's knocked out there at the 43-yard line. So Mack with the return. Boy, he did a nice job on that one. Making the tackle there for the McKinley Ball Club was one of their backup players. I believe that was 21 who made that play. So if we could find their roster there, that was
Elijah Beach.
Beach made that tackle. So let's give Mr. Beach some credit there. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers, and they've got good field position, Chad, to open up the second half.
Like I said, they don't have a kicker that can kick deep balls. So every team that they've played have started out in great field position.
Jake Ryman will flank the quarterback. Motion now. And here's a flag down. Ryman was rumbling up to the 45, but the penalty flag will move it back 5 yards. And that was a false start, I believe, Chad.
It looked like the whole entire offensive line moved too early. Split second too early on that one.
Yeah, jumped a little bit too quick, didn't they? And You know, we had a couple of adventuresome snaps in that first half if you're Orzansky for Camp McKinley. Another thing, we talked about penalties. Another thing I'm talking in the locker room about, I'm talking to Chris Moore, my center, as well, saying, Chris, you know, make sure the quarterback's ready for the play.
Yeah.
One of them cost him about 20 yards as it was snapped 20 yards down the field in that first half. 1st and 15 now, that procedure penalty for the Massillon Tigers in their black and orange. Here's the handoff to Ryman. He's got some running room. He's at the 45. He's up into that midfield, but a nice run coming up to get him. Reuben Burrows, the junior safety. But, boy, I tell you, that's a nice 12-yard pickup there by Jake Ryman. And Ryman in that first half. Let's take a look at that again, Chad.
Yeah, Jake, nice job by the offensive line there, making a big hole for Jake to get through. Nice tackle also.
Ryman had 5 carries, 23 yards, so tack 12 onto that. 35 now, 2nd down and 3 at midfield for the Massillon Tigers. So we start the second half, 14-10. And the quarterback goes up to the line, possibly maybe changing the play, Chad. Kemp gives now to Ryman again. He's got the first down, and he's knocked backwards there, but the line judge is going to give him the first down by about a half a yard. And host of folks in there, in particular, who else? Stevie Miller.
Steve Miller. Nice hard run there by Jake Ryman also.
You know what I like about Ryman? He runs behind his shoulder pads. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's an outstanding.
And he won't receive the blow. He'll give the blow and then go down. So he's a hard runner.
This time we've got
Devin Smith,
Devin Smith back there. We saw that a couple times early. He's back out of the Wildcat. Smith rolling to the right, throws, and he throws it downfield. Intercepted. Picked off. There is a flag down. It's intercepted by Edmondson, Jermaine Edmondson with the pick. There's a flag down, but if it goes against Massillon, which I think it is, that interception will stand for Jermaine Edmondson. Yeah, motion against Massillon. They'll decline it. So all the breaks, that's the second interception that Massillon has thrown. They had one fumble that hit the back of a player for Massillon in the ankle, and it was recovered by Canton McKinley. So it's a third turnover, so the +3 now for Canton McKinley, and that's probably why they lead 14-10 here at 10:40 in the third. Cal Orzansky. He will have Holloway to the left. He gives to Farrakhan. Farrakhan to 30. Farrakhan 35. He's at the 40. He's at midfield. Farrakhan cuts it back at the 35. He's chased and tracked down at the 27-yard line. Clayton Maddox got him from behind. He nearly popped that one. Take a good look at that one. Nice run by
He bounced it back and went right at the middle.
Made a great cut right there. Back toward the other side of the field. There you see 38, Clayton Maddox tracking him down. 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's the quarterback, and that's Orzansky. And Orzansky takes it to the 23. Pickup of about 4. Alex Winters, they said, helped out on that stop. 10 minutes in the third. Boy, I tell you, this would really be huge if Canton McKinley takes one down, punches up, goes up 21-10. Handoff to Farrakhan. He leaps down to the 21, knocked backwards there, keeps his balance, though. Boy, he's going to lose plenty. Let's see where that marker is, and they're going to mark it at the 24-yard line. Well, Farrakhan leaped down to the 21. The Canton McKinley fans are going to boo that one.
Yeah.
They thought he got 3 yards down, but I'll tell you what, he kept going, though, Chad. I think that's a good mark right there.
I think they let him go when he started going again, so they have to bring that back and mark it where they did.
Be 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. 9:19 in the third quarter. They lead at 14-10.
Big play here for the defense.
Cal Orzansky, the senior quarterback, motion now. Orzansky tucks it. He is to the 10 to 5. He's down inside the 5. Touchdown, Cal Orzansky. That is a 24-yard touchdown run by Orzansky, and he should have been tackled. He jumped up over a would-be tackler at the 15 and then cut it back inside. Touchdown for Orzansky. That's the 7th time. Let's take a good look at that one, boy.
He had the lane and he saw it and he went.
Broke a tackle right there. You mentioned missed tackles, Chad.
Tackles.
Another one right there. 9:04. in his third, and Kyle Rosansky with his 7th touchdown rushing this year. He's probably going to go to Wisconsin, Cornell, or Colgate. Kid's a 4.2 student. We talked about the academics of Massillon. It's Canton McKinley, a good academic team as well. Waiting for the extra point from James. They're going to fake it. Rolling to the left is Montgomery, and he does not get in, so they hold him. So
the snap was low on that, and Montgomery couldn't get it down.
9:04 to go. We'll step out 20-10 as Canton McKinley leading Massillon here on the Great American Rivalry Series, powered by iHigh.com. Tonight's Great American Rivalry Series Game of the Week on the GreatAmericanRivalry.com is powered by iHigh.com and presented by the Student Loan Finance Corporation. Getting an education just got easier. Visit iHelp.edu to get money for college and find a career. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, and also Leah Little down on the field. Chad, good to have you in the booth with us here this afternoon. You know a lot about this rivalry, and I tell you, turnovers have been huge. I mean, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery for Canton McKinley, and that's the difference in this football game. They lead it 20-10 here.
Yeah, they had the ball. They've had their chances. They missed on a couple, but they're starting to capitalize. So Tigers need to be smart and play some smarter football here if they want to get back into this football game.
9:04. You mentioned, though, that sometimes the winner of this game doesn't necessarily win the playoff game, because a lot of times these teams meet in the playoffs.
Yeah, they beat us last year in Week 10, and we beat them in the playoffs and ended up almost getting to the state final game. So it's hard to beat a team twice.
Yeah, a good team, exactly.
Yeah.
Here's Robinson kicking to Devin Smith. Low kick, bounces around, scoop 35, up to the 40, and cuts it back near side. Still on his feet, 45, midfield, breaking tackles and ankles, and then takes it down to the 43. Great return there by Tyler Miller, the senior. And what a nice return. Boy, that'll fire up your sideline and your crowd. The Massillon crowd below us really into it now. And that nice return there by, you're down 20-10. You get a great return there by Tyler Miller, the up guy. And
gives you some momentum.
Yeah, motivate your football team. Get your sideline fired up. Get your fans fired up.
Yep.
Get Obi down there fired up. The Tiger, feed him something down there, whatever he needs. And get the bell ringing over there. I mean, get it all going. You got 20,000 fans in here, Chad, Pretty good stuff here at Massillon High School. I'm impressed. I wish I'd have gone to Massillon now. Here's the handoff. Breaking tackles is Ryman, I believe. I believe that.
Alex Winters.
Check. Yeah, Alex Winters, excuse me. Boy, he hasn't carried the ball much tonight, has he?
They've used him more on defense than that.
As we look at Winters getting the handoff.
Little delayed
there.
handoff.
Yep, second carry tonight for Alex.
Broke some tackles.
Finally pulled down by Bergen Brown, 58, the 222-pound senior linebacker there for Canton McKinley. Second down and 4, and that run by Alex Winters. 8:23 to go, 20-10. Bulldogs on top here of the Massillon Tigers. Here's the handoff inside again. Winters hit, and he bulls down to the 35-yard line. And Brown there again involved in that tackle. Bergen Brown. Brings up third down and 3. Approaching the 8-minute mark. And I think right here, down 20-10, Massillon they have to score here.
Yep.
Cut this to a field goal football game here at Massillon, Ohio. Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in front of nearly 20,000 fans. That's right, folks. High school football, it doesn't get much bigger than this. I know Texas boasts about, and St. X Trinity we did about a month ago had 35,000 at Papa John's. Louisville St. X and Trinity played. They had 35,000 at that game.
Yeah.
And, of course, they played at a college stadium that seats 55.
Mm-hmm.
So if Massillon had a stadium here that seated 35, they'd probably get 35,000 here for this game. But it seats 20, and that's what's here.
Yep. And then some out at the RVs.
Yeah, exactly. You got a few hundred up there in the cheap seats. Actually, they're very cheap. They're free.
Yep.
Right? And some of those folks probably watching the game. Thanks for tuning in on the Great American Rivalry Series. Last night we were in Louisville, Kentucky for Male and Manual and timeout called on the field. There you see the big football. That is a huge football that's in that corner of that end zone down there. Great American Rivalry Series. What a season it's been. It's been outstanding. We covered 70 high school rivalry games around the country this year. I didn't do all those, okay, Chad. I did a few of them, but I didn't do all. But all over the country, the Great American Rivalry Series. Rick Ford, the CEO, started this 7 years ago, came up with this idea, this concept, and it has literally exploded and gotten them bigger than that football that we just saw earlier. Yeah. It's really got, and right here, it's about as big as it gets between Massillon and Canton McKinley. I did St. X and Trinity back on October 1st, and that's a huge football game, probably the biggest game in Kentucky. Yeah. This is the big game. I know there's Ignatius and St. Ed's up, and there's the Holy War we did between Hoban and Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, but this is really big. And here's the ball carrier pulled down. That's Ryman, I believe, and he's pulled down behind the line of scrimmage. So it'll be fourth down. You're at the 36. You've got a situation. Yeah, that was little Jake Ryman. They list him at 6'1", 185, but I'm looking down. I don't know.
Looks like he's gonna go for it here. 4th and 3.
Jake's a tough kid though, whether he's 185 or not. 4th down and 3. They're going for it here at the 35 of Canton McKinley. 7:05 to go in the third. And Smith in there, Wildcat, rolls to the left. Smith pulled down at the 40-yard line. I believe that was Savon Pittman who got it.
Yep.
Take a look at that, Chad.
Yeah, Devin tried to go around the left side, and the tackle for the Tigers didn't stay on Savon Pittman long enough, and he just got away and made the tackle for a loss.
Yeah, 5-yard loss, so that's where Canton McKinley will have it at the 40-yard line. Well, they have brought a huge crowd in here as well from, what'd you say, 5 miles away?
Yep,
and they have far to go.
No.
Took them about all of
right down Lincoln Way out here.
Yeah. Took them all about, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, with the traffic a little bit more.
Yeah, a little longer.
A lot of traffic to get in here. First down at the 40 now. And they're going with Teron Montgomery out of the Wildcat again at quarterback. Montgomery, and a flag is going to blow that one. I think they got a timeout right before the snap. Yep. 6:55 to go in the third, and they called a quick timeout. And stay with us after the game as we'll have our big most valuable player presentation, the Great American Rivalry Series trophy presentation, and that'll be down on the field here with our sideline reporter Leah Little here at halftime. So at the end of the ball game at the post-game show. So looking forward to that. 6:55 to go, and I think he called a timeout there because the clock was running down, but he also didn't like the play call, I don't think. The head coach Ron Johnson of the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley. They've got some big-time players. Pittman, who just made that last play, is a 6'5", 235-pound junior, and they list him as one of the top 3 prospects coming back next year in Ohio. Stevie Miller, the 6'4", 245 senior, is headed to Ohio State. They say he's one of the best defensive ends in the state as a senior. And then Freddie Burton, of course, you really like Freddie.
Yeah.
So, but they've got some outstanding talent on this football team. Orzansky, the quarterback, is going to play at either Wisconsin, Cornell, or Colgate. He's an Ivy Leaguer, so he's going to play some college football. And I would think that Farrakhan and Holloway could play some college football. And Montgomery, too, has got it right now. Montgomery, he cuts it back, leaps up to the 45-yard line. Would be second down at about 5 on the nice run there by Montgomery, the senior. Just the Wildcat again, Chad.
Yep. Made a good cut there.
Did a good job following big number 77, too. Chris Moore, the 260-pound, kind of put his hand on him. And here's no gain on that carry.
Roby in there to make the first initial hit.
No gain on that carry by Kyle Orzansky. Orzansky's 6'1", 215 pounds, a senior. Boy, he had a nice touchdown run on their last series, didn't he?
Yep.
I mean, he broke it at the 15, took it into the house to Kyle Orzansky for his 7th touchdown rushing of the season. We got 6:05 to go in the third, and a huge third down play here for both teams, the McKinley offense and the Massillon defense here. 20-10 ball game. Here's quarterback Orzansky looking, dancing, fires low, and it's incomplete. He skipped it to his intended receiver, who was Zach Sweat, at the 48. That would have been enough for the first down, and this will force a punting situation now for Canton McKinley, and Devin Smith will go back to receive the punt here. Of course, the punter is the quarterback, Kyle Rosansky, so you got to kind of watch for that too.
You got to be aware of that.
This fourth down, he'll punt. Devin Smith. Boy, that's the only thing we haven't seen this game is Smith take one to the house on a return. We've seen just about everything else. We've seen a lot of penalties. Here's the punt. Barely got it off. Punts it away from Smith, and it rolls out of bounds inside the 30. And the official's going to mark it at the 27-yard line. So they're just, Orzansky, he's not even going to allow Devin Smith to return more.
And Seth Naubach.
Look at that guy. Did you see that guy? He was dressed for Halloween. He was dressed for a lot of things, Chad.
And Seth Naubach almost got a tip on that punt. He's back in there after being injured in that first half.
5:47. We got a timeout on the field. Great crowd here. I tell you, they packed in here to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. This is impressive, Chad. I tell you, high school football up here in Ohio. Massillon and Canton McKinley, 5 miles apart. We had Louisville Male and Manual very close in proximity in Louisville last night. 21-14 went down to the wire, and Manual got the late touchdown run by DeMontre Warr, their outstanding running back, and won that one 21-14 over a higher-ranked team, Male. Both teams in the top 10. We'll step out. We'll come back with more action. 5:47, 20-10 Bulldogs lead the Tigers here at Massillon Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We'll be back on the Great American Rivalry Series. Here's the handoff to Kentrell Taylor. He takes it up to the 30. First time we've seen the big 240-pound sophomore back tonight who has 4.7 speed. And, boy, he's really been a load lately has Mr. Taylor for the Massillon Tigers.
Yep.
Came into this game, Chad, 66 carries, nearly 400 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
He's hard to bring down. He's a big boy.
He carried that last one. He's in there at the running back spot. Twins both sides here for Kyle Kemp, the big 6'5" sophomore quarterback. Kemp looking, right side, throws it, and Olak there. It's intercepted and picked off. Now there's a flag down. It's going to be taken to the 5, and it's going to be going in. And with it, the pick is Jermaine Edmondson, but they threw a flag, and I'm not sure what the penalty is going to be, but the penalty marker's up near the 50-yard line. Are they going to call interference?
That's what it looks like.
The ball was tipped up in the air, picked off by Edmondson. There is a flag down, so hold the phone. But I tell you what, Jermaine Edmondson knows what to do with that football after he intercepts it too, doesn't he?
Looks like McKinley's going to get the football, though.
Yep. Threw a flag over there to set a pick, and we'll try to take a look at that again on the replay. As it was tipped, they are going to give McKinley possession. They lead at 20-10, 5:01 to go, but obviously it will be a touchdown. Here it is again. Pass on the right side, and he ran out of bounds is what happened. I guess they were throwing the flag to mark we went out of bounds.
I guess.
So it'll be Canton McKinley will have the football, and they'll have it in Massillon territory on the interception. So the interception by Edmondson will stand, but of course the pick 6 won't stand.
Yeah.
But the key thing is here, if you're a Massillon fan, your defense needs to step up here. And if you're Massillon, you've seen 4 turnovers go the other team's way, you need a pick here. You need a fumble recovery. You need a turnover here. You're down by 10 points here with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's the handoff to Farrakhan. He's a 35. Farrakhan 30. He lowers his shoulder. Farrakhan, boy, I tell you, he ran hard. And late hit over there on the sideline, but no flag. And so no harm, no foul at the 20-yard line. But Farrakhan running hard as he picked up 22 yards on that run. Watch him lower his shoulder there, Chad, too, on this run by Elijah Farrakhan. Right here. Lowers his shoulder, says, boom, get out of my way.
Another one there, too.
Tyler Allman was the recipient of that first shoulder. So first down at the 19. for Kyle Orzansky. Orzansky gives Farrakhan again. He's hit, knocked down. Good play there defensively. I saw Aaron Roby, the inside backer, get over there and help out. So Roby with the credit with the tackle. 4:40 to go, third quarter, 20-10. And I tell you, if Canton McKinley does punch something in here now, late in this third, and go up 27-10, it's going to take a huge comeback by the Massillon Tiger offense. 20-10 on top. Canton McKinley, Orzansky looking left, pump fakes, now says go deep, throws it in the corner on the fly. Is it caught in the corner? And it is touchdown in the corner by Robinson. Malcolm Robinson. What a pass by Orzansky. Equally great catch by Robinson. Of course, we'll take a look at it again to see if maybe he got everything in bounds. Here's Orzansky, pump fakes, and Robinson goes a little bit deeper, lays it up there. We're looking at it now on the replay. Foot in.
Touchdown.
And he got them both in. That's a great job there.
Great catch.
Malcolm Robinson with 4:17 to go, and it's now 26-10. Canton McKinley here at the Massillon's Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Who would have thunk it? Here's the kick up, and it is James Leoy, and it's good. 27-10. It's going to be a long run back for Massillon, but they have it in them. We'll see. 4:17 to go in the third, and on a touchdown pass to Orzansky to Malcolm Robinson, it's 27-10. Canton McKinley will be back on the Great American Rivalry Series, powered by iHigh.com, presented by the United States Marines.
Rival, a person or thing that is in position to dispute another's preeminence or superiority. Assume the position. 48 classic matchups nationwide. The biggest moments under the brightest lights. Hardcore great American football the way it was meant to be. In the stands and on the fields. Be a part of the action when the greatest show in high school sports comes to a town near you. The Great American Rivalry Series. From iHigh, who's your rival?
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
And welcome back to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Olak with the return. He takes it up to the 34-yard line for the Tigers of Massillon. And that's where they'll go offensively, down now 27-10. Chad down by 17, largest spread of this ball game. It's been a real tight ball game, and then all of a sudden you look up and Canton McKinley just threw a nice ball from Orzansky to Robinson. Now they lead 27-10 here late in the third. Quarterback Kemp sails it over the head of the intended receiver. Out that's Robinson to the near side, Tyler. And that ball sailed there. Looked like it just kind of maybe got out of Kyle Kemp's hand a little late or something. I'm not sure. Just sailed on him, didn't it?
Yep.
Second down. And 10 for the Tigers of Massillon. 27-10. Canton McKinley leads here late in the third quarter. Gary Ball with Chad Henning and Leah Little, our sideline reporter. Stay tuned after the game for all our post-game festivities here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Motion to the near side. And back is Kyle Kemp. He's got a receiver, Smith, out there. He's got it. He's hit hard. And there's a flag coming down. Devin Smith was absolutely pummeled by the defensive back, Reuben Burrows. And he goes, who, me? There is a flag down there. Smith hauled it all the way down to the 43-yard line of Canton McKinley, and a flag will add some yardage onto that situation, I believe. We're going to take a look at that again, Chad, see what happened. Flag is going to be clearly against the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley.
It's a personal foul, helmet to helmet.
Helmet to helmet. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. Let's look at that again. Boy, that's a nice ball right there thrown by the quarterback, Kyle Kemp.
Oh, yeah, right in the ear hole.
Goodness gracious. That's a good call. Puts it at the 28-yard line. So if we get a quick strike here by Massillon, they could make it interesting here with 3:55 to go. It's 27-10. And you got twin receivers out to the top. And you've got Olak now, Devin Smith in motion. And here's a flag down. I believe it's going to be motion, Chad.
Yep. Penalties killing everybody, though.
Yeah.
Both teams.
We had 14 in the first half. 14 penalties. No wonder the first half took 2 hours to play. Well, 14 penalties is wanted to take 3 hours to play. But we got almost 20,000 fans in here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium for this game. It is a packed house here on the Great American Rivalry Series. 3.5 minutes to go, 27-10. Canton McKinley on top, but Massillon threatening here. A good catch by Smith. He goes in motion. Here's a handoff to Jake Ryman. He's got a seam. He's at the 30. Tripped up at the 27-yard line. And coming up to get him was Reuben Burles, who was called for that helmet-to-helmet earlier. Burles that time upended. And Chad, take a look at that. Jake Ryman there showing some good burst out there on the outside.
Comes up and makes that nice hit.
So second.
We've called his name quite a bit today, too.
Yes, we have. Second down and 9. Football at the 28-yard line. 3:18. Motion by Smith. Here's the quarterback, Kemp looking. Pump fakes, rolling, avoids the pressure. He's going to tuck it, and he's going to run out at the 25. It'll be 3rd and about 7. He's running. Here's a late flag coming in again. So a late flag, and this may be called
another personal foul.
A foul against Eric Snow, the big nose tackle. He was over there in the sideline of Massillon jawing a little bit.
These kids got to realize you can't talk to the officials like that, or you're going to get a flag every time.
Yep, dead foul, unsportsmanlike, so that'll be huge. Massillon now will be moved down with that penalty. First down at about the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 13 of Canton McKinley. There is a lot of jawing going on right now, Chad, as you can tell.
And Eric's getting an earful over on the McKinley sideline, too.
Pittman, the big defensive end, Savon Pittman, he's giving his piece. 1st and 10 at the 13. Kyle Kemp looking, little flare out to the near side. Winters has got a 10. Winters 5 and knocked down and at the 5-yard line.
Nice little spin move to get a couple extra.
Nice pickup of about 8 to Alex Winters. And nice little flare pass out here on that screen.
He was wide open.
Yeah. Led him out there nicely, and Alex Winters, the junior. Boy, you got some good underclassmen for the Massillon Tigers coming back next year. Winters, one of those. Now they're going with the beef, the power iron.
Got Kentrell Taylor in the backfield now.
Yeah, that's right, at the fullback spot. They give it to him. Taylor bulls down to the 3 and knocked down, not going anywhere, but he's close to the marker. About a yard shy of that first down, so it's going to be 3rd down. And, boy, there were a host of folks, and in particular, big number 74, Terry Daniels, defensive lineman. Listen to this, Chad. 5'11", 288 pounds.
Big boy.
Look at Taylor there. He's 240 pounds.
Yep.
Taylor heads to the sideline, and on this 3rd and 2 at the 5. They actually said he didn't get to the 4. They marked it at the 5, 3rd and 2. Motion by Devin Smith. Kyle Kemp down to the gun again. He gives to Ryman on the handoff. Ryman spinning around and knocked down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2. I thought for a minute with that spin move by Jake, he was going to get in there, but he's knocked down there. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2.
This is big right here.
Oh, yes. Massillon has to score here. They're down 27-10. They can make it a 27-17 ball game as we head to the final quarter. And when you're only down 10 points, that's a big difference of being down a field goal and a touchdown as opposed to being down by 17 points, which they are right now. Minute 35 to go in the 3rd. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Nice spin move by Jake Ryman. I thought he was going to get in with that. Devin Smith splits out to the top. You got Justin Olak, the 6'4 senior, going to Pitt. He's down to the bottom. Smith's going to Ohio State. Quarterback Kyle Kemp, I think by the time he's done here, he's going to play pretty much wherever he wants to also. He's only a sophomore and 6'5", he's got great size, got good football IQ.
Yep.
And I think this young man, the upside is just tremendous. I think this young man is going to be a big-time prospect in a couple of years. The quarterback for Massillon. Motion by Olak. Here's a handoff to Ryman, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. Jake Ryman with the touchdown. 1:20 to go, and that makes it Canton McKinley 27, Massillon Tigers 16. And with the extra point here coming by Anthony McCarthy, we'll have a 27-17 ball game. And remember, that all being said, McCarthy also missed a chip shot of a field goal, or this would be a 27-20 ball game. Got to make this extra point as well. 27-16, 1:20 to go. McCarthy trying to make it 27-17 on that touchdown run, but Jake Ryman, high snap, placement down. McCarthy's extra point is up. It's good. 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. It's the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley 27, the Tigers of Massillon High School 17. We'll be back on the Great American Rivalry Series, powered by iHigh.com, presented by the United States Marines. Back here at Massillon, Ohio, Gary Ball with Chad Henning, a former player, and Leah Little, our sideline reporter here on the Great American Rivalry Series. And Chad, 27-17. Great answer there by Massillon after Camp McKinley went up 27-10 on that great touchdown pass from Orzansky to Robinson, and then an equally great drive and series there by Massillon to get right back in this football game late in the third, 27-17.
Yep, Massillon's defense now is going to have to step up and get some stops in order to get this deficit smaller.
Waiting from the kick from McCarthy. You have back deep, a couple of guys, Thompson and Montgomery back deep there for Canton McKinley. Montgomery's to the near side. Here's the kick from McCarthy, and it will drive Thompson back. He'll bobble it, pick it up, and it'll be a touchback. And he touched the ball, went back, and they call a touchback out to the 20-yard line. That's where Canton McKinley will have it. 1:17 to go in the third quarter here on the Great American Rivalry Series. And, of course, the playoffs get underway here in Ohio next week, just like they do in Kentucky. The Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoffs get underway next Friday in the Commonwealth. And here in Ohio, they get underway. And the winner of this game, Chad Henning, gets the #1 seed in their region.
Yep. That's what's on the line, too. They'd love to have that #1 spot. Like we said, have that first home game.
Kyle Orzansky, the senior quarterback. Wisconsin's looking at him. Here's a toss to Holloway. Savion Holloway, and he drives his legs up to the 25-yard line. Nice run by Holloway. Pickup of about 5. It'll be second down. And Seth Nallback obviously back in there because he made that play. Good to see him back.
He doesn't look very hobbled either.
Excuse me. Here's the pass, and it's caught, and that's a first down up to the 33-yard line for Zach Sweat, the 6-foot junior. And that's his first catch of the afternoon. Take a look at that again, Chad. What did they do here on that?
Kyle Orzansky just has a lot of time. Got to write it out to him. Made the catch for that first down.
Just a quick out pattern there by Sweat. Pretty good coverage by Allman over there. Just a good pass, as you said. Motion, they give it around the right side. Cutting up to the 33 is Savion Holloway. Savion Holloway to the 34, pickup of about a yard. It'll be second down and 9. And Aaron Roby, the linebacker, is Buffalo #1 on it? Is that the #1 list?
So,
is he headed to Buffalo, apparently? Aaron Roby making that tackle. That may do it for the third quarter. We're down to 19 seconds. I don't know if they're going to, well, they'll have to get a play off at the 2-second mark, or they'll be called for a penalty. So there'll be one more play in the third quarter. We'll head to the final 12 here in this big Ohio high school football showdown. Here's a handoff up the middle. Oh, he's got all kinds of room. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. And Savion Holloway down to the 38-yard line. And that's where he's knocked down finally right there at the 38, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. We'll come back to the final quarter, and Massillon needs some defense here. Take a look at that run there, though, by Holloway.
Wide open hole right up the middle.
Finally tracked down, I believe it was Allman that got him there. Tyler Allman finally pulled him down. So we'll keep it right here on the Great American Rivalry Series game of the week. Gary Ball with Chad Henning. You know, today's football game between the Massillon and Washington McKinley High School is broadcast worldwide as the game of the week for the Great American Rivalry Series. This game is presented by the United States Marines and iHigh Marketing. Selection of this series is based upon tradition, great football, and true fans. And I don't think there's any more true fans right here in Ohio between Massillon and Canton McKinley. As you said, Chad Henning, only 5 miles apart separate these two high schools.
Yep. And everybody's crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, did you have a lot of good friends that played it? You know, some friends that played at Canton McKinley when you played at Massillon?
No, I did not.
So you tried to keep your distance.
I had a family that I knew, but they didn't play, so we kept it fun this week. We'd call each other, leave different messages, but I didn't have any players that played.
And from McKinley High School, the winner is Garland Rivers. Garland played in the McKinley-Massillon game as sophomore, junior, and senior year. In 1982, his senior year, he was named All-County, All-State, and All-American teams, as well as the North and South All-Star team. After high school, he was a 4-year Letterman All-American his senior year as well. In 1987, Garland was drafted by the Detroit Lions. So that's the winner there from Canton McKinley. And the Great American Rivalry Hall of Fame is what they're doing is presenting the United States Marine Corps. They're honoring players from past who participate in this historic annual rivalry, and that's Garland Rivers, the winner from Canton McKinley. And Chad, you've got some third quarter stats there as well.
We're talking about those penalties. McKinley 9 for 100 yards, and Massillon right behind him for 9 for 95 yards. Total offense, McKinley's 53 for 367 yards, and Massillon 47 plays for 245 yards.
27-17, your scores. We start the final quarter here from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, the house that Paul Brown built. Earl Bruce coached here, Ohio State coach, and it's been some great coaches. And Chad Henning, I believe your dad, Al, did he play here as well?
No, he's from Pennsylvania.
From Pennsylvania?
Yep.
Pretty good football up in Pennsylvania as well.
Yep.
Aliquippa comes to mind, schools like that.
Yeah, I think he played them.
And he was superintendent here, I believe?
Yeah, at Massillon, yep.
He's right next to you there doing the radio. First down, here's the handoff now to Holloway. He's hit hard and crunched right there on a big-time play, Sevian Holloway, and he's hit Brian Robinson, number 50. And who else did we see in there? Clayton Maddox as well.
Tim Dimitrov.
Yep. Dimitrov's been in a number of tackles. So second down and 8. Chad, how big is this right here for the Canton McKinley offense and the Massillon defense to make a stop here?
Well, from McKinley's standpoint, you want to get this first down and either get a touchdown or a field goal to make the score better. But Massillon, you want to stop him right here.
Brzezinski.
And they're not going to do
25-20. Cuts it over to the 15. He's to the 10. 5, and he leaps in. Touchdown. Kyle Brzezinski taking it to the house. 37 yards. My goodness. Talk about a backbreaker.
Tyler Allman's down, not moving over there on the other sideline.
Brzezinski now faked that one as we look at the replay there, Chad, and then cut it over the far side, and then, man, hit hard at the 10 and then just leaps into the corner there for the touchdown. Boy, second time we've seen the legs of Brzezinski here in this half. You're right about the player for Massillon shaking up. So the Bulldogs score early here in this fourth quarter, and they jump back out after Massillon cut it 27-17. It's back to 33-17 now. And we're just about set for the extra point here. James Leo with the extra point. Waiting for the long snap. Flag down. So the penalty flag will Stop that one. Dead ball. After this, we got a very special guest. We'll go down the list. She's got Justin Zwick, the great quarterback from Ohio State. He's going to talk with Leah down on the sidelines after this extra point here that will put Canton McKinley up 34-17 if they get this extra point. High snap. Leoy gets it down. The kick is up. It's good. So it is 34-17. Canton McKinley, 11-13 to go in the football game. And let's go down to Leah Little. She has a very special guest, Justin Zwick.
You know, you talk about great players out of this rivalry. Well, I've got one of them here, former Massillon player Justin Zwick and former OSU Ohio State Buckeye quarterback. What do you think about being back here today?
It's great. You know, it's nice to see that things don't change. The rivalry is still going strong. You get all the fans. I mean, it's an amazing atmosphere, and it's my first time back for this game, so I was extra pumped to come here today, and it hasn't disappointed.
Well, tell me, go back and think about your memories. What is your greatest memory of playing in this game?
I won all of them. That's my greatest memory. I got to play them 3 times. We played them twice my senior year at the end of the season, and in the playoffs we beat them both times, and I think we were the first team to do that in 50-some years, so that was pretty special.
How does that compare to your college days?
I tell you, this is the game, you know. This is huge, as big as it gets for high school. You know, college had a lot of fun, a lot of big games as well, but, you know, can't really beat high school football, you know.
Compared to that Ohio State-Michigan game?
It compares up there, I tell you. I mean, people around this town and this city, I mean, they love their football. Northeast Ohio loves this football, and this Massillon-McKinley game is right up there with that Ohio State-Michigan.
I know the fans are glad to have you back, and we appreciate you here with the Great American Rivalry Series, and one of the greats here from Massillon High School.
Thank you very much, Lilo. He is, and you played with him, I believe, didn't you?
Yeah, I was the center for Justin.
And did he have any looks? Did he play in the NFL at all?
He was in Indianapolis for a little bit, and then got cut. And he was doing dentistry work, I think.
Well, Canton McKinley just answered that touchdown by Massillon. Back and forth you go, and boy, I tell you, Chad, we look up, it's 34-17, and Massillon now will have to answer with another quick touchdown here with just 11-13 to go in this football game, and they're down by 17 points.
Yep.
Waiting for the kickoff coming here by LaShawn Robinson. Here's the kick. Smith back, and Devin, he will take it, fake it to the 20. Smith, and he's pulled down at the 24-yard line. Sweat, I believe, got him. Yep, Zach Sweat, 17, pulled him down. Devin Smith and Kreiner there as well. But, you know, I think that was one that if I'm Smith, I'd probably go ahead and give that to his other return man, Olak. He looked like he had a lot of room down the near sideline. There was nothing over on the sideline Devin ran to. But anyway, 24-yard line, 1st and 10, Chad.
Yep. Massillon's going to need a quick score here.
Yep. 11:09 to go, 34-17, Canton McKinley. Both teams headed to the playoffs next week, but will Canton McKinley be the number 1 seed, or will Massillon be the number 1 seed? Canton McKinley right now has the upper hand. Kyle Kemp, the 6'5" sophomore quarterback, looking, fires, and it is Devin Smith with the great catch. He's hit hard by Burrows, but holds on to it, and Devin Smith gets up and says, it ain't nothing. It's nothing. You know, just sit back and play.
That's how you got to do it.
Yeah. That's how
good hit, but I'm getting up, so.
Yeah. Good hit. What another super catch by Smith. How many times tonight have we seen him pull one in like that? Like the ball thrown behind him, fingertip catches, and he is so good at that. This young man's going to be a special player at Ohio State. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line on that pickup of 24 yards on the pass over the middle from Kyle Kemp to Devin Smith. Here's Kemp looking again. He fires to Olak, and he makes the catch, and he's down at the 45-yard. Ball came out late. Canton McKinley saying they have the ball. The official, I think, is going to rule him down by contact. Yeah, look, and he's shaking up. Olak is shaking up, too. He was down. The ball did come out, but I think he was down by contact. He got the first down. Of course, Canton McKinley's going to say we got the ball, but that's a good call. He was down.
He was down.
We'll take a look at that again, but clearly he was down. The ball did come out from Justin Olak, who made the catch, pickup of 11 and the first down. And we're going to wait and see if we could take a look at that again, but he was down by contact. So anyway, first down at the 45 for Massillon, Olak, and Kemp, who's hooked up with his big targets here, Smith and Olak. Here's a delay draw to Ryman. He's hit hard. Knocked down right there, and that's Freddie Burton there to knock him down. 44. Freddie Burton making the hit. And we're getting down to serious clock situation for Massillon, down 34-17. As you said, Chad Henning, if they don't score here quickly and make it a 34-24 ball game, clock's going to be their enemy here.
Yeah. They got to get a quick score here if they want to get their defense back up there and see if they can make a stop, get them closer to the Bulldogs' lead.
Massillon's a very good high school football team, but Canton McKinley looks to me just a tad more inspired here today.
They do. They really do.
Here's a toss out left side. It's caught, and to the 35, first down on the catch. Nicely done by Tyler Robinson, the senior, 210-pounder. Robinson hauled it in on the screen, and he's got the first down to the 34. Nice little pass there by
nice
Kyle
swing
Kemp.
Pass.
Yeah. As you see,
gets it out there to Winters.
Oh yeah, it
Makes
was
a nice move.
That was Alex. I'm sorry. I thought it was 34. It was 24. Alex Winters, excuse me. To the 34-yard line. Of course, we work without a spotter.
Yep.
We call them from. We don't have
call
a spotter.
like we see him.
Exactly. We call them like we see. First down at the 34. And here's the snap. And Alex Winters with the handoff. He's upended the 31-yard line. Winters upended, and making that hit in there is Chad Fight, the 200-pound junior, number 2 tackler on the Canton McKinley Dogs. Really haven't called Fight's name a whole lot today. 8:52 and the clock running. Canton McKinley 34, Massillon Tigers 17 here with 8:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, and Little on the sideline. Second down, and said, well, it's good to hear from Zwick there, right?
Yep.
Second down to your old teammate. Here's quarterback in. He's hit as he released it from the back from the blind side, and that was the defensive tackle in there. Savon Pittman putting the hit on him, brings up third down. Boy, the quarterback had no opportunity. Came from the blind side, didn't he?
Yep. Never saw him coming.
Little breakdown on that offensive line, Chad.
Yeah, left tackle.
8:30 to go. Big third down here for Massillon. They have to score here in a hurry. They have to get one on the board to cut it to 10, and then they probably have to do the old proverbial onside kick to try to recover one, but they've got to score first. 8:31 to play. Third down and 7 at the 31 of Canton McKinley. Motion now by Devin Smith. Kemp looking, rolling to the right, sets up, throws it, and it floats up, gets away from him, out of bounds. That one just got away from the quarterback. Kemp brings up fourth down.
That wind is blowing pretty good down there, it looks like now.
Yep. They rolled out to the right as he was flushed from the pocket and threw it, and it just kind of floated on.
Yep.
Stay tuned for our post-game show here at the Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We have our Most Valuable Player Award presentation and our Great American Rivalry Series trophy presentation. All that coming up on the post-game with Leah Little down on the field. Looking forward to that, Chad.
Yep.
Fourth down and 7, 8:25 to play. Kemp needs a big fourth down play. Looks, little flare out to the right side, and it's going to be a free ball, I believe. Battle for it, and it's going to be recovered by McKinley at the 44-yard line. Yep. And here's a flag coming out. One of the linemen there for Massillon, but it's recovered, and it's recovered by Stevie Miller, big number 88 there. Yep, that's a lateral.
Yep.
Winters hit there. And then Stevie Miller there battling big number 71. That's Timmy Busson. Yep, Timmy Busson. And a flag to boot. That's a surprise.
They called that a completed catch. I looked at it on replay. I don't really agree with that. He didn't take too many steps. What is it, 2 steps?
Yep. And of course we got our Marines chin-up challenge as well. And we'll have that presentation, the Marines with the chin-up challenge, who can do the most chin-ups. And we'll tell you about that as well. tell you about the winner of that, how many they were able to do. So it'll be Canton-McKinley football, and well, they can just ground it out here, Chad. They got 34-17 lead. And
yep, run the ball. That's all you got to do.
And they give it to Farrakhan. Picks up 5 yards. It was Skelly who made the hit there defensively. $7:53 to go in this football game. 34-17, second down, and about 4 for Canton-McKinley. And was that 5 turnovers now?
Yep.
3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. Here's the quick toss around the right side to Savon Holloway, and he'll take it to the 48. Pulled down on the far side. Helping out over there was Robbie Plants making the tackle. 7:25 to go. We have our chin-up challenge presentation coming up here. We also have an injured player that'll, with a timeout with 7:23, we have an injured player down on the field. Chad, 34-17, and you know, it's a great situation. Now we do have our Marine Challenge chin-up challenge. Massillon won the chin-up challenge. 525 chin-ups. Massillon, and that'll be presented by the Marines to the cheerleaders here. So congratulations to the Massillon Tigers, 525 chin-ups, and thanks to the United States Marines for that. Chad, the player shaken up was number 17 for Massillon, and that is, of course, Morgan McCune, defensive end. And looks like he's going to be okay, but there's the chin-up challenge there, and the Marines presented to the cheerleaders from Massillon, Washington. 524 chin-ups. That's a lot of chin-ups.
Yeah.
$7:26 to go in the game. And it's 34-17. The lead is for Canton-McKinley, and they'll have the football, third down at 4. That was our Marines, and chin-up challenge. Third down. Carry ball, Chad Henning. Chad, good working with you today. Great job. And
great to be here.
Good working with you.
Spur of the moment, but
yep,
it works.
Yep. Appreciate you filling in at the last. Hey, that's live. That's live work, you know, with the radio or TV, whatever. Sometimes you got to last minute, you know. Third down and 4. Here's Farrakhan. He pulls his way, lowers his pads up, and close to the first down marker. 7:05, and a lot. Some of the fans below us here in the press box, some of the Massillon fans starting to hit the exits. And that is a first down on the Elijah Farrakhan. Farrakhan, by the way, Coach Ron Johnson calls him the best leader he's ever had on a football team. Said he's a 3.8 student, and he said he's just absolutely the best leader he's ever had. Young man must have a great, promising future.
Yep.
Talking about leaders of men, right? And the Marines. First down. 6:45 to play. Here's a quarterback sneak by Orzansky. And boy, I tell you, you know, not only has Orzansky really stepped up his play, what a touchdown throw he threw to Robinson. 2 big, long touchdown runs for the quarterback. And, you know, he's got to get my vote probably as the MVP of this game as we get our MVP ballots out here. I'll probably have to go with Orzansky. Put me down for him, too, if you don't mind, since you got the pin there. I'm going to have to vote for Kyle Orzansky from Canton-McKinley. They lead it 34-17, and he has been stellar. Handoff, and that's the backup player for Canton-McKinley. And that's going to be Beach on the carry. So Beach on the carry. Elijah is a 5'10 junior. His first carry of the game, he picked up about 3 yards. Third down at the 45 at 6 with 5:35 to go in this football game here. Up here in Ohio, the Massillon Canton McKinley game in front of nearly 20,000 fans. Third down. Rosansky fakes, throws it, airs it out right side, goes incomplete. Trying to go down the right sideline over there, trying to air it out to Tyler Foster, the senior. And as we get our votes in for the Most Valuable Player Award, and let's pass those along. So my vote went with Kyle Orzansky. He had a huge game. 5:21 to go, 34-17, and of course, Canton McKinley can run some clock here as they've got the nice, comfortable 34-17 lead here over Massillon. The blitz being shown. Orzansky with the quick punt. End over end. It bounces and goes into the end zone for a touchback. So Orzansky with the touchback. And at first and 10 for Massillon. Great American Rivalry Series Game of the Week live broadcast is brought to you by Powerade. So thanks to Powerade, advanced electrolyte system, Powerade. So thanks to them as well, making this, we couldn't do these Great American Rivalry Series without our great sponsors. Yep, gotta have.
He already went down.
Yeah. Most Valuable Player Award coming up. So Massillon will take over at the 20 with 5:15 to go. And I tell you what, I know there's some fight in this Tiger team. I would not be surprised if they try to, if they do punch another one across their timeout called on the field. As you said, there's no guarantee these two teams will meet again in the playoffs, but how many round would it be, the second or third round before they would meet?
It'd be second, third round probably, yeah.
Before they would meet. We mentioned the winner gets the number 1 seed, so if it is Canton McKinley, do we know who they would play, and do we know who Massillon would play if they don't win this game?
I think McKinley will host Medina, and Massillon will be at Toledo-Whitmer.
Toledo-Whitmer. So Massillon will have to travel to Toledo. How long of a ride is that to Toledo from here? Is that a pretty good little lick?
Yeah. Hour and a half, 2 hours probably.
It's a good look at the Massillon Tigers, and you see that is the luxury. That's not the press box on that side. That's the luxury suites over there. They have about 125 seats in there, and restrooms and food. That's the luxury suites over there. And we're on the other side of the field, the Massillon press box side. Let's see what the Tigers do here. Kyle Kemp, 6'5". He's, as I said, he's a big prospect, sophomore. Looks to pass. He's hit, and he's sacked back inside the 15-yard line, and getting to him there is one of the backup players, I believe.
87.
And looking at that is all deep down into that. That's Don Davidson. Right? Okay.
Yep.
That guy looked a little bit bigger than the size they listed him at when he made that play.
Yeah.
So loss of 4 and a sack. And here's the quarterback, pump fakes. And he is hit and sacked again, this time by Stevie Miller. Stevie Miller with the sack. He'll be joining Devin Smith at Ohio State next year. That young man who just made that sack, they'll be teammates up there.
2 great kids going to Ohio State.
Back-to-back sacks.
Drove our tackle, Massillon's tackle, right back into the quarterback's face.
Third down and 20. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go. And Kemp looking, throws it deep and nearly intercepted at the 35-yard line, and probably should have been intercepted by Mike Aylward, the linebacker for Canton McKinley. 4:07 to go. Canton McKinley, boy, Massillon Tigers
they just look sloppy on that series.
They'll have to regroup, but they'll be a force in the playoffs. You mentioned last year that the winner of this particular game was not as successful in the playoff game, were they?
No. We played them in Akron at the new Infosystem Stadium, and we came back to beat them. It was a 10-7 ball game.
Smith will punt. high punt, but that's pretty much all it's going to be is high. Not much distance, man. Takes a roll for McKinley back toward the 10-yard line. That will be a net punt of -1 yard. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Nope.
I don't think I've ever seen a minus punt. It went straight up in the air and bounced back toward Massillon. I don't think I've ever seen that. And then short order, we got Tim Ridgely with Leah. Let's go down to that interview now. Leah's got Tim Ridgely, the athletic director. Leah?
Hello, I'm here with Tim Ridgely, athletic director for Massillon. And I tell you what, Coach, you know, when I came over the hill in this beautiful community, I was not expecting these kind of facilities. I tell you what, these must be some of the top facilities in the nation.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of them with our football stadium, the way it's been and been this way for years, and keep making renovations on it. And then with our indoor facility over there, that's got to be top notch. It must be something, because after it was built, the Cleveland Browns come down to look at it to see how nice it was, because theirs is only 60 yards, so we're proud of them.
I tell you what, beautiful facility over there, the indoor facility. And you told me the other day 4,000 season ticket holders?
We have just about 4,000 season ticket holders, and they're true taggers. They support our football team no matter what, and their expectations on our football program are big, but that's okay. That's what makes this place so much special.
I'll tell you what, a community of 30,000 people and 20,000 people here today, you know, what a great atmosphere in this community.
It's a fun time, a lot of respect from both communities, and it's a great opportunity to showcase the kids and the two communities.
I'll tell you what, we're glad to be here with Great American Rival Series. Beautiful facilities up here at Massillon High School. This football program brings in the revenue for the other sports. They're pretty proud of it up here.
Thank you, Leah Little down there with the athletic director. Does a great job here, Tim Ridgely. And how about Holloway almost running that one in, Chad?
Yep, I thought he did get in.
Yeah,
Second effort.
It was close. Holloway behind the fullback now. Orzansky looking around at his backfield. He's going to toss it now to Savion Holloway, and he's going to walk in for the touchdown. Savion Holloway makes it 40-17. Boy, I tell you what, this score surprising.
Really surprising after the first quarter we saw.
Flip toss to Holloway. He practically walked in, literally walked into the end zone. Now the extra point from James Leo, and it's 2:37 to play, and Bulldogs trying to make it 41-17 here. Both teams heading to the playoffs, but it'll be Canton McKinley heading there on an uptick. Massillon will have to regroup. Here's the kick. It's up, and he missed it. Pulled it off to the left. 2:37 to go. We'll step out here on the Great American Rivalry Series. Canton McKinley 40. Massillon Tigers 17. We'll return to Paul Brown. Tiger Stadium here. Campus of Massillon Washington High School here in Massillon, Ohio. After this on the Great American Rivalry Series, powered by iHigh.com, presented by the United States Marine. There it is. There's the big football that's been traveling all over the country here this year in the Great American Rivalry Series. It's been to South Carolina, Florida, Texas, here in Ohio now with this big Massillon, Canton McKinley, in Kentucky for the St. X Trinity game, Manual Mail game last night. And here it's scooped up by Justin Olak, 25. Olak reverses, and Olak jumps up and mistimed his jump there. And as he came down, he's tackled there by the Canton McKinley player at the near just shy of the 30-yard line. That was Hunter, Jeremiah Hunter, and Olak was, I think he thought Hunter was going to die for his knee.
Yeah,
he jumped
that's what
up,
it looked like as he jumped up.
But Hunter never went for that. Jeremiah Hunter with the tackle. Massillon, 2:29 to go here in the game, and it's 40-17. And the officials.
The flag down.
Another penalty. I didn't see that. There is a flag down, so must have been blocked by the pole. So face mask against Canton McKinley. And we'll take it up to the 44-yard line from Massillon. And the Tigers came in 7-2, as did Canton McKinley. But the Tigers came in off of they won 55-17 last week. Jack.
Yeah, it was the team that came in here from Pennsylvania was a little overmatched.
Kyle Kemp sends Devin Smith in motion. Gives the handoff, and that's big Taylor with it. Taylor to the 45, and he's upended at the 45-yard line. And I tell you what, when you tackle Kentrell Taylor, you're going to get the worst of that, where two players for Canton McKinley get up a little slow on that one after they tackled the big moose right there. Yep. Kentrell Taylor. My goodness, he is going to be, just think about it. Taylor and the quarterback Kemp are both only sophomores.
Yeah.
So first down on that nice pickup. Here's Kemp. Rolls, looks left now, throws it, and incomplete. He wanted to go to the right side. Couldn't find anybody out there. He had a receiver out there, and Tyler Miller. Then he went back to left field behind the receiver there. That stops the clock with 2:04 to play. And a lot of the Massillon fans right below Chad up here in the press box have hit the exits. They have seen enough. Their favorite Tigers have not been able to do it here this afternoon, but they know that anything can happen and change when the playoffs roll around here in Ohio in 1 week, and they usually do.
Yep.
That's why there's always another game, isn't there, Chad? This just wasn't their day, was it?
No.
Too many turnovers, too many penalties. 5 turnovers. Here's the pass. It's caught there by Miller. And he's hit hard, and he takes it to the 35-yard line. First down with 1:56 to go. And it was Mike Elward making the hit there for the defense for Canton McKinley on that catch. And I think we had a timeout with 1:54. I believe there's a timeout called the Massillon officials timeout. Jason Hall has certainly brought academics and the criteria to Massillon, the #1 academic team 2 out of the last 3 years. And that's something to be proud of. Cal Kemp, some of the schools look at him are Stanford. So
yeah.
Obviously, young man does it real strong in the classroom. 1:40 to play, 40-17. It's all Canton McKinley. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, and Leah Little. Here's a pass, and it's caught out there, and it is to the 30 and knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And Krieger with the reception. Krieger gets up a little shaken up on that hit. That's the thing I've noticed too, Chad, and I'm sure you've noticed it too up here in the press box. Every time a catch is made or a play is made by Massillon, Canton McKinley's players have really been putting hits on them.
Yeah.
Big-time hits.
Yep.
And just making them feel it, So Canton McKinley trying to improve to in their season 8 at 8-2. Massillon would drop to 7-3, but they'll both head into the playoffs. But unfortunately for Massillon, Canton McKinley would be the #1 seed in the region and get home field in the playoffs. Here's Taylor with that handoff, and he is to the 26. That was 2nd and 4, and they're going to be just short of it. It'll be 3rd and about a yard. 1:20 to go in the football game here. And as we said, we'll have the post-game festivities from the Great American Rivalry Series, the Most Valuable Player presentation, the team trophy presentation for the Great American Rivalry Series, and we'll be down with Leah Little on the field for all that here on the post-game coming up here in just about a minute or so. Here's the pass, and that should be a flag. That's interference. Olak was absolutely mugged there by number 17. He was holding him all the way. And the player there, that was Zach Sweat. He was holding Olak all the way, and that'll be pass interference. Matter of fact, there's every official that had a flag to it on that play. So
yeah,
I think everybody
threw one.
Everybody saw that one, Chad.
Yep.
62 seconds to go, and that interference flag will move it down inside the 15. So Massillon's still not giving up here. And I see a new player in there for Massillon. Eric, was it Baez? Ernie Baez, 45. Look at him. I like him. He's all of about 5'0" nothing, maybe 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah.
But he's in there right now, and Let's see what he can do. He splits out to the right. I'm going to watch Mr. Baez, Chad. You know, something to talk about here late in the game. And here's the pass.
Oh, he was wide open.
Right
He went in the middle.
And he was. Baez was open. Instead, they go to the young man going to Pitt, Olak, and he can't come up with it. Broke it up down there by Sweat. But you're right. Baez was wide open over the middle for a touchdown. We were zeroing in on him. You know, we were honing in on him. But the quarterback, unfortunately, he was looking for a big target in Justin Olak.
Almost got picked off.
Yeah,
again.
it did. Sweat almost got it down there at the goal line. 58 seconds. Second down. 40-17. Canton McKinley. Thanks for joining us here today for this big high school rivalry game up here in Northern Ohio. Here's the quarterback. Over the middle, and that's his man. He heard us up here. And Baez, if he was about an inch or two taller, would have had him a catch. But when you're 5'5", there's going to be a lot of passes thrown over your head like that. And that was incomplete. Stops the clock, 55 seconds. That's no disrespect to the young man, but he's obviously a tough kid. But look at him down in that huddle. He comes up about everybody else's waist. Olak is 6'4", right?
Yeah.
Came up to Olak's belt buckle. 55 seconds. Third down and 10. Here's the pass. Baez has got it, and he takes it down to the 9. Would it be fourth down? Complete to Baez with the catch.
Nice catch.
Was. He's got good hands there, number 45, with the reception. It was Freddie Burton making the stop. Take a look at that again on that pass, Chad. There's Baez making the catch. Freddie Burton making the stop. Fourth down. Down to 30 seconds to go in this high school football game here at Massillon. Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Kemp rolling to the right. Fires, and it's going to be Olak trying to make a one-handed grab. Can't come up with it on that fourth down. So Canton McKinley holds. Olak thought he was interfered with. There was some contact down there in that corner of that end zone. Olak keeps looking in the direction of the official. That's going to go on deaf ears.
Yep.
He didn't say anything. He was just kind of looking at him. And I'll tell you, there was a lot of contact down there in that corner. But, Canton McKinley would take over, and they'll just get down to what they call the victory formation. There's the play again. Little pass was a little high. Olak still almost made a great circus one-handed grab, but pulled it into his body almost with the left hand. So Kyle Orzansky more than likely will be our MVP. We'll get him into the victory formation. And they'll run this out. He'll take a knee. And I don't believe Massillon down 40-17 will stop the clock. They will not. And here on Rivalry Day in Massillon, the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, Chad Henning, have come in here to Paul Brown Tiger Stadium and knocked off this good Massillon team 40-17. And it was the turnovers, the bugaboo, too many flags, too many turnovers. All that makes for a bad recipe for a loss. And there goes the bell. And Canton McKinley, you see them bringing the ringing the bell, they're bringing out there. That will go to Canton McKinley. Matter of fact, some of them riding the bell
for
there.
the next year.
There's the bell, and that'll go back to Canton McKinley, 40-17. And the as I said, Chad, 5 turnovers, the 3 interceptions, the 2 fumbles, all the penalties. Just too much for Massillon to overcome.
Exactly. Yep. Way too many penalties.
40-17. We'll come back with our post-game festivities with Leah Little down on the field with the Great American Rivalry Series trophy presentation to the most valuable player and the presentation to the winning team, the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, on the Great American Rivalry Series. Your final score 40-17 as Canton McKinley knocks off Massillon here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. Now we'll be back with the Great American Rivalry Series powered by iHigh.com and presented by the United States Marine Corps. We'll be back. this afternoon. We were at Massillon, Ohio for the Canton-McKinley-Massillon game, one of the biggest rivalries, the oldest rivalry in the country, and one of the huge rivalries up here in Ohio. And it's won by Canton-McKinley 40-17, convincing fashion. They take the bell back, as you saw them ringing it, riding it there at midfield, back to Canton-McKinley. We'll have our trophy presentation for the most valuable player down on the field. And obviously, I think Kyle Orzanski's probably going to win that MVP award. He was sensational today. As we'll get the final stat sheet. We'll get the final stats here in a moment, and then we'll talk about the game that Kyle Orzanski had. The quarterback for this Canton-McKinley Ball Club, he was 5 of 11, but that doesn't tell you the tell. He had 102 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns rushing, and he threw a touchdown pass, so he accounted for 3 of their touchdowns, 2 rushing. And Farrakhan, by the way, Chad, he had 139 yards rushing, so big day for him. Holloway had 80 yards, so you look at a team, Canton-McKinley, that puts 427 yards of offense out there today, so to 289 for Massillon. So those are some final numbers from the game, but the big number up on that scoreboard right here, Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, 40-17. And Chad, I know as a Massillon alum, you don't like looking up at that scoreboard and seeing that it's that lopsided.
Yeah. Watching the first half, I thought it was going to be a different game than what it turned out to be.
I thought it'd go down the wire, actually.
Yeah, so did I. Massillon's defense really struggled in the second half.
Yeah, they quit tackling, and they just weren't. Every time Canton-McKinley made a hit, you and I talked about it, Chad, it was a bruising hit. It was kind of a message hit. We didn't see that from Massillon, really.
No, we didn't at all, and I was very surprised.
And in just moments, we'll go down on the field with Leah Little in our presentation. Leah will be down there with the Marines for the presentation of the Great American Rivalry Series. And
congratulations to everyone who participated, and special thanks to the United States Marines.
Of course, we want to thank the United States Marines. This was the Great American Rivalry Series big game here. And the championship, the team trophy, goes to, of course, Canton-McKinley. They win it 40-17. And we will have Leah Little on the sideline with some interviews here in moments, as she will get our star of the game. And And the 2010 Great American Rivalry Series presented by the Marines would now like to honor tonight's Most Valuable Player award for the winning team, the Great American Rivalry Series Championship Trophy, to commemorate their outstanding performance. And first we're going to recognize the Most Valuable Player. Those ballots were sent out by media members here, and Chad and I had a vote on that as well. We selected on that, and the votes were tallied. And the winner is going to be Kyle Orzanski is going to win that MVP award. So we thought that would be Orzanski. He had a huge game.
Huge game.
And Chad, he was able to run 2 big touchdowns, had over 100 yards rushing in the game, as we said from the final numbers that we got passed along to us. Orzanski, 102 yards rushing, only 70 yards passing. Did have the touchdown pass. And also, of course, punted. So, I mean, he's a kid that threw a touchdown, ran 2, punted the football. I mean, he sold tickets. He popped popcorn. He drove the bus over here for Canton-McKinley. He helped everybody get off.
Yep.
You know, if there was anybody needed assistance out in the parking lot, he was out there helping them. I mean, that young man he was everywhere today. So, congratulations to him. And Kyle Orzanski will play either at Wisconsin, Cornell, Colgate. He's a 4.2 student, and he is our most valuable player here on the Great American Rivalry Series. Congratulations to him for that selection. And so congratulations to Kyle Orzanski. I think Leah is going to try to get Kyle, and also maybe the coach, one of the coaches from Canton-McKinley, as well, as they are Great American Rivalry Series winners here today. Chad, your overall take from this game? Try to break it down, sum it up for us as we sit here waiting for some of our post-game interviews.
By watching the second half, the McKinley Bulldogs were the better team today. They came to play from start to finish. I could see when Massillon got down by 17, heads were hanging. You can't do that in a rivalry game because, like we said, penalties and turnovers hurt the Tigers today. I think for the most part, McKinley was ready to play, though. You could see it now. They're excited. They're ringing the bell down there, saying, and Massillon can go in the locker room and say, hey, we get a second chance. We keep winning. We'll meet them again. So I did it. Last year's team did it. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You play another day, right?
That's exactly right. Who are some of the other really good teams in Ohio this year that we should look for in the playoffs?
We have in our region, it'll be McKinley. Sylvania Southview's up there. In the region above us, you got a bunch of Cleveland teams, Cleveland Glenville, Solon, those types of games. Coleraine, Elder down there. I mean, you got to play to win. So
there's your Great American Rivalry Series champions for this game, the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley. And Kyle Orzansky was our MVP. I know Leah's trying to round up Kyle or maybe some of the interviews here for the post game, and then we'll wrap things up here from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium as they packed him in here today, Chad. 20,000 in here for this high school football game. That's just huge here in the state of Ohio, up here in northern Ohio. But congratulations, they take the bell back to Canton McKinley. I don't know if we're going to be able to get any interviews or not, but Kyle Orzansky is the star of the game. Leah is trying to grab him for the interview. And as a matter of fact, she's bringing Kyle Orzansky over now for the post-game interview. He's the star of the game, and Leah's going to chat with Kyle, the senior quarterback who ran 2 touchdowns and threw 1. As a matter of fact, Leah's with the MVP now, Kyle Orzansky. Here's Leah Little. Leah?
Hey, Kyle, well, first, congratulations. Great game. Great game.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, one thing we were talking earlier about the players that did it in the classroom as well as the field. This is one of these players. He ranks first in his class, and it ranks first on this team. So how did it feel this rivalry game win?
Oh, it's unbelievable. There's not a better feeling in the world. I mean, it's unbelievable, and to beat them over here your senior year is just undescribable. It was great.
Well, were your expectations coming in that there would be this big of a point spread on the game?
We always prepare for a dogfight, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you can throw the records out. It's really, really intense.
Well, I'll tell you, the running game today was amazing, you know, and these guys lost their running back early in the season, and wow, Holloway has come on strong.
Oh, he's unbelievable. Oh, my God, one of my best friends in the world, man. He is just playing out of it. He's playing so good.
Well, Kyle, you had a great game, and we wish you the best of luck in the playoffs, and congratulations on your MVP selection.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, Leah. Down with our MVP, Kyle Orzansky, number 1 in his class. We talked about his academics, Chad. He is number 1 and 4.2. He's going to graduate midterm. We talked about that, and he's been looked at some Ivy League schools like Cornell and Colgate and schools like that. And Wisconsin wants him. And you know what's not to want about a kid that's got a 4.2 grade point average, and is as you see the trophy, Great American Rivalry, beautiful trophy we present to the winning team every game, and the Great American Rivalry trophy there will go to Canton McKinley. They look like they're pretty happy to have that big rivalry trophy, aren't they?
Yep, we would be too, though. So great game by the McKinley Bulldogs today.
We'll come back and we'll wrap things up here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium here on the Great American Rivalry Series game powered by High 40-17. Canton McKinley is your Great American Rivalry Series champion here in this big rivalry game up here in Massillon, Ohio. We'll be back to wrap things up here after this timeout. And welcome back. Gary Ball, Chad Henning, Little down on the sidelines. She just talked to our MVP, Kyle Orzansky, the number 1 in his class, and 2 touchdowns running today, threw a touchdown pass, accounted for 3, punted. As we said, did pretty much everything. He's number 1 in the class over there, Canton McKinley. Young man is, I tell you what a bright future that young man has. You know,
yeah,
Chad?
He's good. He's an exceptional athlete on the field and in the classroom. So wherever he goes, they're getting a heck of an athlete. He's a hard-nosed kid.
I know we're trying to round up Ron Johnson. I think he's got some other duties. He's doing the head coach for Canton McKinley. We're trying to round him up for a post-game interview. I know Leah's trying to get him. He's being He's talking with some other media members as we try to wrap it up here. But Chad, as I said earlier in the broadcast, thanks for filling in today. On the broadcast, you were great flavor as far. I know you played at Massillon, but you still told it like it was when it came to the game. I mean, Massillon just didn't put their best foot out there today.
No,
when you got 5 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and 2 fumbles, and then you counteract that with all the penalties they had. I mean, Canton McKinley had their share of penalties too, but it seemed like the penalties by Massillon were really at critical times that hurt them. And I think now Leah has rounded up the coach down on the field. Let's go down to Leah.
Coach Johnson, amazing win today. You come in the game 7-2. Were you expecting this kind of point spread?
Well, you never can expect that in this game. You never know how it's going to go. We thought we matched up very well, our strengths to what they had to offer, and by the fact that we took care of the football, didn't turn it over, and had a bunch of guys step up and make plays, got the results that we got.
I'd say that running game was amazing today. Holloway, 540 yards coming in, had a great day. What do you say?
I'm glad he's on our team. He's a great player.
Absolutely. Naransky, your MVP. What can you say about Kyle?
Well, Kyle runs the show. I mean, he got us in the checks in the right place and distributed the ball to 7 different guys running it, a bunch of guys catching it. He's pretty special.
Now, this win puts you in great position for the playoffs?
Yeah, we're the number 1 seed in our region. We'll be at home week 1, and who we play, I don't know, but we're just glad to be playing in week 11.
Well, great win, Coach. Appreciate it, and good luck in playoffs.
Thank you for all you're doing. I really appreciate it.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Leah, down there with Ron Johnson, head coach of Canton McKinley's. They win it 40-17. Chad, really appreciate it. Good luck to you and Massillon the rest of the playoffs, and good luck with the little one on first trick or treat tomorrow night. Andrew,
can't
right?
Wait.
What was
Dylan Andrew.
Dylan Andrews. So good luck with him on his first trick or treat. Thank you, Chad.
I appreciate it.
For Chad Henning and Leah Little, great job by Leah down on the field with all the sideline interviews and post-game activities. Well, for the Great American Rivalry Series, the championship of this Great American Rivalry, the win goes to Canton McKinley 40-17 over their arch rival Massillon Tigers. For Chad Henning, for Leah Little, for the entire crew here on the Great American Rivalry Series out in the truck, thanks to all the guys out there. This is Gary Ball saying so long from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon, Ohio, on the Great American Rivalry Series, powered by iHide.com, presented by the United States Marines.
Students, wanting to go to college?
Parents, wanting to send your high school student to college? Know how you're going to pay for it?
Give us 2 minutes and we'll tell you everything you need to know.
There's no need to worry about how you're going to pay for college anymore. We'll show you exactly how to find grants, scholarships, and if you need it, a loan with the best terms available.
SLFC is here to help.
The Student Loan Finance Corporation works closely with students, as well as their lenders and schools, to alleviate education loan headaches. SLFC specializes in helping students with and servicing alternative loans that feed hungry minds nationwide. SLFC has now introduced a new loan program through member banks of the ICBA, the Independent Community Bankers Association. The iHelp loan program enables students to fill their needs when financing their education. We ensure that anyone who wants to pursue post-secondary education has access to timely, adequate financing and experienced helpers.
Through the iHelp loan program, students are offered loans with low interest rates and no teaser rates.
The program provides private student loans designed to supplement but not replace scholarships, grants, and other financial aid options, including federal student loans currently offered on college campuses.
Not sure where to start? SLFC has designed a website with tons of resources for helping you plan for and fund an education, whether you're in college now or plan on attending college soon. Let's break it down. First, the Planning for College section. This provides you with a timeline to guide you through several of the steps you need to know about when applying to schools. The Paying for College section will help you navigate your way through the financial aid process, making it easier for you to take advantage of all the options available to you.
For example, did you know there are hundreds of scholarships available? And many are actively looking for students. You don't have to be valedictorian to earn these scholarships. We have the details online.
The toolkit helps you choose a college and career based on your interests and needs and features our exclusive trend tracker that matches you with colleges based on a variety of criteria.
Imagine, all in one place, the costs of each college, the average test scores, and dozens of other features, all in one graphic map. And finally, if you need to borrow money for college, as most Americans do, SLFC and the iHelp loan program may be your best option. The loan features the most competitive rate available and is offered through your local ICBA bank with the help of SLFC, the student loan company thousands have trusted to help them pay for college.
Go to slfc.com and explore all of your options now.